All right, you guys, this next guest, some of you love, some of you hate, but either way, you watch them anyway. I'm talking about the one and only Lush Uno. Uno.
Come on. I'm Mac and Floss.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm Mac and Floss, computerize you like a Macintosh. You ain't half the boss of me or my player partner Panda Chop. What's that, name?
What's up, man? How you been?
Everything's been like really good, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the tail end of a sick bender right now. Like I've been doing copious amounts of drugs for weeks on end. And the fact that I've been able to get as much accomplished as I have in that time is, I don't know if it's disconcerting. I don't know if it's like impressive. I don't know if it's whatever it is. Yeah. So I've been getting so fried for weeks, and I'm landing the plane. Like it crash landed last night. I'm not trying to I might go to treatment in a few days or like at least detox for a week or some shit. Cause happy bicycle day, by the way.
You what?
Happy bicycle day.
Happy bicycle day?
83 years ago today, April 19th, 1943, Dr. Albert Hoffman unintentionally megadosed himself with LSD 25 and hopped on a bicycle and rode home and logged the occurrences that he experienced. So it's been for the past 83 years affectionately known as Bicycle Day.
See, this is why you're so interesting, man. It's like people can say what they want about you, that you're just an addict, you're this or you're that, but you know a lot of shit, like just random facts of it outside of hip hop.
Let's take it a step further, Panda. Well, let's take it a step further then, because Dr. Albert Hoffman was a German scientist, and he worked for the German government at the time. 1943 was pretty activated, if you know a little bit about history, right?
Right.
World War II, full-fledged. The man who employed him, some of y'all might know him as Adolf Hitler, was born on a day that we celebrate first token to reefer, aka tomorrow, 420. So 419, LSD is invented by Dr. Albert Hoffman, who worked for Adolf Hitler, who was born on April 20th. And I'm with Necro, man. We Nazi K. You feel me? We Nazi K, be a Necro. We both Nazi K. You don't fuck with Nazis. I'm half Jewish, so you.
Well, I definitely want to get into your addiction later on, but I want to start here first, okay? So you saw what happened with Boosie and Vlad, right?
Yeah.
So because you're a content creator, I would love your perspective on that situation.
Boosie was going to be this viral sensation regardless of what platform wanted giving him that voice in this modern era. However, it made the most sense for it to be Vlad, especially because Vlad doing Panda Chop-esque interviews where it's essentially just the subjects and the interviewer is off cam. It kind of just allowed Boosie's personality to shine even more. And, Vlad is a great conversationalist, and he knew how to steer those combos to get exactly what he needed out of Boosie. However, Boosie is content gold regardless. I think that anytime the nuances in business is publicized, it becomes really, really difficult because we still don't have full transparency on the back end. We still don't exactly know how much, like on paper, there's only two people that really know who benefited more from this relationship. You know what I mean? Like, regardless I would say that ultimately they kind of need each other, bro. You know what I mean? Like they need each other, and I think that it'll behoove both of them to try to work this out off cam.
So the way that he presented it was like, oh, it was only a $5,000 difference. Vlad made it clear that no, you were asking me for 15,000 more, and I was saying like, you know, maybe I could do 30 instead of 25 that you normally get, but I can't do 35. I definitely can't do 40, right? So from your perspective, you knowing how business works and just somebody doing 90% of the work as far as like, you know, Vlad having to pay everybody and Boosie is just on camera talking, does it make sense for somebody to make the majority of the money in your eyes?
Well, right now the economy is fucked. So everybody, I think if the economy was in a more advantageous place overall, we wouldn't see either one of these guys splitting hairs and compromising their potential for an easy relationship with each other when there's such lucrative partnership, and they're sacrificing that over 15 bands, which really ain't shit when they're potentially making M's together. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, it's just indicative of not only the shitty economy on YouTube, which we can further expand on, but just the overall shitty economy. Everybody is broke right now. But on YouTube, that's why you see so many people leaning on the members only content. You see people like Vlad super leaning on the members only content, on content behind paywalls, on things that are incentivizing doing YouTube courses, which people like Panda Chalk probably took, you feel me? Like, and shit like that. You feel me? They need money. There's no money in the views right now. It's fucked.
Yeah, I feel like YouTube constantly changes their algorithm too. So they just recently did it like not too long ago, and it fucked up everybody's views, man. Like people are not, and then this AI shit too, because a lot of times in certain niches, people were like searching YouTube for answers, right? Now they just fucking type into Chat GBT to get the answer way faster. They don't got to watch a 15-minute video or whatever.
No, that's a good point. But I still think, despite that, people are still going to YouTube for so many different things. You know what? Like, people don't talk about enough. The number one streaming service in the world for music is YouTube. People don't understand, like, when even like whether it's major label or it's like people are consuming way more music on YouTube than they are Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit by a significant margin. And it's because it's free. You feel me? You don't have to pay anything, and you don't have to uh, be a slave to a playlist or all this other shit. You just go on YouTube like Panda Shop topic, boom. You feel me? And all your songs will be right there in this. So yeah, like people are still going to YouTube to consume so much content, but there might be like a down kick when it comes to certain things like that. As far as, AI and ChatGPT just is even more user friendly and requires less. Like, not only to see somebody talk about themselves for 3 minutes, I can just get right to the meat and potato of the information that's required. How do I fucking fix this Kawasaki microwave?
Kawasaki microwave.
You feel me? Oh, the Kawasaki Ninja Microwave 374. Oh, like, yeah, there's a YouTube video, but nah, I don't have to hear Panda Chop talk about it for 3 minutes first. Now I can just go right into the answer.
Right. You know what I thought was dope though was that Vlad and Boosie, they both made it clear though that this is not beef. We love each other. It's just that business is business, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't agree on a number.
I mean, we know Vlad's a fucking, when I say that as a half Jew respectfully, but like but at the same time, splitting hairs over $15,000 is ridiculous on both their behalves, and shows that the fact that, like, especially if you have this degree of affection for each other, especially if you fuck with each other still, and if you hold each other in high regard, when you're both in like way too high of the tax bracket to be consumed about something that seemingly is so petty. But I know, like, if Eddie were here, he would for sure be like, nah, 15,000 is 15,000. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't playing. M80 would sever the relationship for $15. You feel me?
for the
Like
principle.
he like
No, I think it's more about the principle for.
yeah, for the principle. Yeah, no, it's not about the money. It's about the principle. But and I say that as someone that's acknowledged that M80 is way better at business than me and knows how to make money way more than I do. So, you know what I mean? Like I'm saying these guys might know more than me. They definitely do. But regardless, I still think it's when you're making that much, that's essentially me and you falling out over $50.
Right. Well, I do think though, like
You know what I mean?
it's dope that Boosie wants to make his own content, right? So you can own it and you can do whatever you want. But I think he's gonna realize how much work really goes into it, because like a lot of people that don't do YouTube themselves, they don't realize how much really goes into this shit, man.
I don't think Boosie gives a fuck about YouTube though. Don't get it twisted. He has his own compound in Georgia and all that shit. He has his own like he's trying to be like Tyler Perry. Like he's trying to transcend. He wants to like be Netflix by himself. I think he has like a Snoop Dogg 50 Cent S trajectory in mind for his business model. I mean, sure, he might be doing some YouTube content or whatever, but I think that's definitely secondary to what he wants to do. And I do agree as far as like him being. I think if I was Boosie, I'd be more concerned about the ceiling now, because now you've pretty much now your greatest source of unique eyeballs, like people that weren't aware of you, becoming aware of you, and like is now pretty much being removed outside of your core demographic. Because I know, although like Vlad is hip hop, he is still like there's a lot of people outside the culture that watch it. Like Boosie has a by and large predominantly black audience that stems directly from his fan base of what he's contributed to the culture. So Vlad, I would argue that Vlad was actually raising his ceiling in a lot of regards, and I think that be there might be a negative ramification for that of him views wise and just like ceiling wise. However, like if I was Vlad, I would not sacrifice Boosie. If I was the last position, here's whatever money you need because I would value that relationship and partnership. But business wise, I do think it benefits Boosie more overall. If I'm being 100% genuine.
Yeah, because you think about it though, man. If you talk for 2 hours and you get paid $25,000, there's not many other situations you could probably pull that off. Doing anything for 2 hours and getting 25,000.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not Vlad or a Panda Shop interview, I don't know how I'll make that bread. Feel me? Like we've seen Vlad fall out with a lot of his top collaborators, and they always want him coming back to them. I find that interesting. From Godfrey to I believe Godfrey came back. I know Lord Jamar.
No, Lord Jamar came back, not Godfrey.
Yeah, not Godfrey. Godfrey did not come back. Lord Jamar for sure migrated back. You feel me? Which look, people forget about Lord Jamar. Obviously, this is like this exalted MC from Brand Nubian, you know, 5%er and all that. But they also forget he's got a lot of industry experience. This is a dude who had his dick out on the show Oz on HBO. You feel me? Like his dick was out on Oz. Supreme Allah.
Why are you focusing on that though?
Right?
But why are you focusing on that?
I just think that like somebody that's like extolling the virtues of masculinity and all that, and like has like this whole really strong Black Power message to do things that are like along the lines of a humiliation kink ritual and like getting naked for the white man on HBO is fucking crazy. It's kind of like a crass contradiction. So him hopping back on Vlad's tip doesn't really surprise me. You know what I mean? Like, especially because he got smoked in all those like flat earth debates and all that shit. Like, got smoked by Eminem on wax. You feel me? Like, it's like, all right. For sure.
Oh, see, now you're about to turn this conversation to something else. See, Lord Jamar's my guy, okay? He watches my shit too, okay?
Look, bro. I am calling it like I see it. I'm a huge brand Nubian fan. Feel me? Ever since Slow Down, ever since I was 10 or 11, 12, whatever, I saw Slow Down video the first time on the box or whatever. You feel me? Like I actually even like the third album. You feel me? Like I even like, you feel me? Like Nubian Foundation. Like I've crossed deep in the crates with Lord Jamar. I don't mean that he can't do some and say some dumbass shit. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you got to give him his props though, that I feel like he was one of the first personalities online. Like he really helped build up Vlad's platform as far as like the recurring guests goes.
No, absolutely. He is for sure amongst, like, he is for sure one of the first. He predates Boosie in that regard. But if we're going to be like, if we're going to say that, then let's just say that Joe Budden flew so Lord Jamar could crawl.
Joe is definitely up there.
Because Joe Budden's, Joe Budden's contributions not only like dwarf his, but also predate his, as far as being on the internet, also doing it independently. People can hate on Joe for a lot of shit, but he really is like there's only one person that can really claim OG status on him when it comes to this internet shit, and that's Del the fucking Homo sapien. Because hieroglyphics.com in like 1995 were selling, when the Future Developments tape came out after he lost his deal with Electra, you feel me? Like he was selling that shit on the web. I think that's the first album that was strictly distributed on the web in history, definitely hip hop history. So,
all right, man. What's up with All the Facts podcast calling you trash? They said you got bars, but musically you're trash. What's up with that?
No, I'm so blind. Like if you notice, when those fools post shit like that, I accept the collaboration because it's the best advertisement ever. Like, and I know that I'm cool with those guys, first of all. And like half of what they're saying, they're just clip farming. They don't even like, it's not even genuine shit. But the reality is, it's weeding out all the fucking morons and is actually weaponizing people that fuck with my music, that by and large, because I'm creating music. Bro, I've written fucking hit records for some of the most famous artists in the world. If I wanted to make more accessible rap music, it's very, very easy to do so. Like I purposely create art because I love it and because I want to, and because it's getting a weight off of my soul. And I feel like there is a viable message there. It's got nothing other to do. There's not like some grand financial ambition with me creating music. I do this because it's what I've always wanted to do, because I'm really, really good at it, because it's the language I speak and I'm doing it at a very, very intentional level. And I know it's not for everybody. So I like stirring the pot and I like people having a strong reaction to the worst thing I could imagine is people just thinking it's mediocre or ignoring it. To me, that's like, that would hurt a lot more than someone who's got a fucking smooth brain, single digit IQ calling it whack. They call it whack because they're retarded. You feel me? Thank God. So now we know that the retards that fucking still, shop at the kids section, tater tot division, that won't order the steak, that need the fucking tater tots. They can't get potato hot wrap. They can't, you feel me? Like, they need tater tots with cheese on it. The tater tot division or retard committee, the fucking, the smooth brain paramecium imbeciles, you feel me? They're making everybody that knows this dope feel so much more empowered by not being the fucking retards that they are. Especially like Like you can't even fucking complete a coherent sentence to judge something musically. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even in a position to say, like, you're also a fucking, you feel me? Like, you're gay.
You know what though? I feel like people don't give you your just due because the music, especially that you've been putting out for like the past 6 months to a year, has been a great sound for you, and the visuals has been on point. I don't think that it's gotten the look it deserves though. You know, and they're calling it what, like fentanyl music, basically. That's what they're trying to label it as.
I like that. I like that. But not because, like, first of all, I'm talking about a bunch of shit that people, no rappers ever done exactly what I'm doing. There's rappers that have like Long Live My Brother Cadillac Ron. There's people that have like some of the topics that bro, I'm rapping about fucking fentanyl, MS-13, and homeless people in MacArthur Park. Like, I'm talking about the parts of LA that you drive through doing fucking 50. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about what the majority of the city looks like, but gets overlooked and ignored because people want to shoot videos and Airbnbs with cars they don't own and fucking fake diamond dusted moissanite jewelry. You feel me? Like, that's why I'm showing what the city really looks like. I'm showing what people are really going through. More importantly, what I'm really going through. And I'm being very transparent about my struggles. I'm being very transparent about the fact that I come from a good background in a nice home, and this could happen to anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not crying about it, but I'm being very matter of fact and unashamed about the good, the bad, the ugly of what I endured, what the city endured, what the people around me are experiencing, what I'm seeing, the glamorous and not glamorous aspects of it. You feel me? And like I could even take you right now. Like I'm in the like I told you, like I'm in the little lounge room in my apartment building. I could go right outside of my park, you in fucking Wilshire. MacArthur Park is right there. Um, Wilshire and Alvarado is one of the top three deadliest intersections in the city and has been for the past several decades. There's not only one of the largest open air drug markets, but the only one that's juxtapositioned with one of the largest gang wars, not in America, but in the world. You feel me? This is where MS-13 started, where 18th Street Gang started. And there's about fucking 15 other Marios all fucking beefing with each other, shooting each other up with the junkies right there. Not to mention 85,000 people that supposedly got illegally obtained paperwork to enter the United States on that very street off the right there. There's a lot of shit going on. And I'm rapping about it really fucking well, descriptively, like on some like MF Doom shit with like production that I'm curating with my boy Skin Deep and my boy Vodka Gravis, who gets talked about on this platform all the time because him engineering the Rock Fam album and the Cheeto XL album and all that, and working with 80s Soapos and all that. So that's like 80s go-to guy. And that's my little homie. Yeah, you my little homie. No, I love you. That's my brother. He is my little brother to me, you feel me? But he's now time super platinum, you feel me, out the game. We got he produced one of our entire volumes of MacArthur Park, not say MacArthur Park that I'm dropping, but honestly, so many people are closet Lush fans. Like people don't want to admit it, but they love me. A lot of these top lyricists in the world, they love me. They know I'm as good or better than most of them. And I don't get the same level of respect because of, I guess, like how I'm presented or what people's perception of me is, or because but I'm as nice as anybody you have on this platform, bar for bar. I'm as nice as anybody on here. My music is as brilliant. But most of these fools can't do what I'm doing right now and put out a video every 2 weeks with the same production value in 2026 with no label support, nothing, doing thousands of views, going viral on TikTok and fucking Instagram every time I drop several pages of posted. I'm not fucking paying for promo. I don't do none of that shit. I'm not saying my numbers are crazy, but for this like nobody battle rap dudes who shouldn't even be like on the same platform as Legends or whatever the fuck narrative these fucking J-Cats trying to run. Guess what? Guess what? I got more monthly listeners on Spotify with that I haven't even dropped in a year. You feel me? Then I'm not paying for promo. Like, that's my catalog. I don't even get credit for a lot of the songs that are the biggest ones in my catalog. I have songs with fucking 18 million streams, 20 million streams. You feel me? Plaques and all that shit. Not to mention what I've written for other people. Not to mention what I've executive produced. Like, bro, put some respect on this dick. Come on.
What percentage would you say that you're better than of rappers?
I told her. Like a really high percentage.
We talking like 90%?
But I'm like upper. I'm gonna leave. No, I'm more than that. Like 99 percentile. I'm one of the greats. But I also know what my limitations are. Like, and I try to lean into those limitations and make them my strengths, my weird West Coast infused idea of what rhythm is. My perpetually strained smoker's voice that, yes, in fact, sounded like this since I was a little kid, but years of life and made it even crazier. And having like this voice that resonates very unfortunately in the same frequency as a snare drum, like that is difficult to cut through a mix sometimes. Difficult on stage to cut through because there's so much mud, but that's also what gives me so much soul. So it's like a weird dichotomy of, I know what my limitations are, but like as a writer, I'm as good as anybody. I can write as good as anybody, bro. Like, dude, like who's better than me as a writer? You gotta be like on like the Black Dot level. Like, cause I write as good as damn near anybody, bro. Anybody. Polysyllabics, rhyme schemes, reoccurring themes, wordplay, entendres, schemes, flow patterns, it's different literary devices, like bar for bar, cow for cow, like plus being cool, not being a fucking loser, not sounding lame as fuck. I don't rap about rapping ever. I never talk about when I'm on the mic, how nice I am. Everything is a story. Everything is, I'm talking about something. People want to criticize me about talking about drugs, but I'm talking about an actual thing, not like, yo, what I metaphorically do when I step in the booth. You feel me? Like, yo, when I step in the booth, yo, I executed your heads in the news. No, shut the fuck up. All that shit is whack. I don't want to hear anything to do with what you do on the mic. Yo, on the mic, I'm wide to sight, slipping blind to sight. Shut the fuck up. Dude, I don't. Yo, shut the fuck up. You're still rapping about this? You're in your 50s. Fools are in their 40s still talking about, like, you have children. You have kids. Some of y'all have been to prison. And you're still talking about, like, yo, my aura when I step in the booth. Yo, 7 degrees. Yo, I'm nice like I'm polite in class. I'm so nice. 2 times I had to wipe my ass. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. It's embarrassing, dude. Like,
my God.
like who taught y'all how to write? Oftentimes, some of the people that are the best writers have this like thing that they mean. I'm like, no, can you just tell me more about your life? Tell me more about like, I'd rather hear about, that's why like even like, bro, like I'll give props to like the Aesop Rocks and shit because Aesop Rock can make a song about fucking spraining his ankle sound like a masterpiece. You know, I know I've been so descriptive, like not even like in a Jordan, like Jordan Lucas, I guess do that too, but he's just so fucking gay. But like, you know what I mean? Like when fools, you don't have to do it from like the perspective of a paramecium looking at a pseudopod next to a Golgi body. And what's that? Yo, I'm gonna rap about the perspective of a perspective from a perspective. No, you don't have to do that. But also, you don't have to like talk about the 15 ways you rap so good. Just rap good. We'll hear it. We'll hear you rap good. You feel me? Like Black Thought, we hear you rap good. Black Thought don't need to say it. And look like that. He's like 75 years old. So when Black Thought says something about being nice, we give it a pass. Because he's better than everybody. That's why. He's the greatest. You feel me? That's why. But most of y'all fools, man, y'all are the people that I'm supposed to be intimidated by. Y'all are the people that I'm supposed to look up to. Y'all are the ones with the accolades that are so highly like loved and extolled and exalted, like, and held on this, you feel me, upper paradigm. Like, y'all suck. Y'all are still rapping about rapping. You're not talking about shit. You feel me? Like, and then like when you do rap about rapping, you're not as good as Copyright. You're not as good as fucking Black Thought. You're not as good as these fools that are gonna do. You're not as good as Diabolic. You feel me? Like, and those fools talk about shit. Copy talk about shit. Bolic talk about shit. Black Thought talk about shit.
What do you think about Almighty Suspect getting sentenced to 4.5 years in prison?
Man, that's really unfortunate. You know, like Almighty is a dude that I've known since he was like 10, 9 years old. Um, some people might not know. I think most people should. His father is Rifleman LA Cool, who's one of the most legendary MCs in LA history. Um, Going back to, you feel me, Project Blow, you feel me, Good Light Cafe, you know, Hip Hop Clan, all that, like real, just legendary underground, like, you know, CVE, all that, like real legendary era of underground hip hop in LA. And he's one of the stylistic auteurs um that really shaped a lot of people like myself. You know, I grew up looking up to those cats. So like Cool is kind of like an uncle type figure to me and most of us out here in the scene. So I knew Sus when he was baby Cool essentially, and it was just like his son. And then got to see him come into his own as an artist in his own right. And I think it was dope because he was kind of born into underground hip hop royalty, and he could have easily. No, I understand that's a burden as well. Like, I don't envy Chris Rivers' position and people like that who are really talented, but they're born to like legend. I guess, you know, it's kind of like me with my father being a legendary filmmaker and shit. Like, there's these expectations and there's this pressure and there's a lot of bullshit that comes with that. That's not cool. That people shouldn't necessarily have to endure. I don't envy that, but at the same time, you know, like it's complicated, bro. It really
Yeah.
is, you know.
Well, people were really getting on him.
But like,
People were really getting on Suspect though, saying that
okay,
he's
so
taking the easy way out by going to the fire camps and stuff like that. But
yeah, so okay, so yeah, so Sus, he could have taken the easy route and followed in his father's direct footsteps as like an underground hip hop icon, but he decided, probably because like at a certain point he just wasn't as moved by it, and you're gonna want to go against the grain of what your parents think is cool. And my old gym teacher ain't supposed to rap, you feel me? So at a certain point, the youth fit a youth when it comes to this rap shit. He went in a completely different direction and wanted being like doing like the LA street rap, which is very different from his dad's direction, although like his dad's a respected gang member and all that from back in the day. And so it's not like he's forward to that. That element does exist in his father's music, but in a very different capacity, in a completely different scene. And Sus became kind of like, definitely became a stylistic innovator and auteur in that lane. You know, Dreadful the Ruler, Rock of the Plug, Almighty Suspect, Frosty the Snowman. Those are the four innovators musically of that scene. You could throw Greedo in there too, you know what I'm saying? In a different way. But they created a lot of the styles that all the popular rappers from LA to this day are running with. And so I give that young man his props. And then we started working together at No Jumper, which was a pleasure. At times we had rocky situations and things like that. And we actually engaged in mutual combat fisticuffs on his front lawn. Beat the dog shit out of me. But it was a good, you know, like it needed to happen. And him going to fire camp, like,
wait,
bro.
wait. Hey, keep it real, man, okay?
Yeah.
Was that fight fake?
No. People always saw like, honestly, like, I wish that I damn near maybe I'm gonna talk to Almighty about like releasing the whole fight footage, because it looks like that's the whole fight. That's not the whole fight. That was just like the final punch. We had 3 rounds. He knocked me down 3 times.
Because it looked like he barely hit you and you just took a dive.
That shit hurt, bro. I don't know what that's crazy that's what it looked like. Because I had like a little, you know, like the fake scars, like the little baby scars that go away. You feel me? Like a deep cut. I have one of them jaws on behind my ear for like half a year. And that fool cracked the shit out of me. You could see me like I went live shortly after and I was bleeding, like, and I was numped the fuck up the next day. It wasn't from my bitch. It was from me, feel me? Like, actually, yeah, fool. No, like, so basically what happened was me and all my, obviously, like, he's like a nephew to me, right? But when I got fired from No Jumper, I was kind of like, you're not on the best terms. Admittedly, I didn't really like, when I look back at the way I was super emotional and how I behaved during my first tenure in No Jumper, it really bothers me. It's because I was sober. And I think that might have endeared me to a certain contingent of viewership over there. And I think it was good because I was being very close with my genuine unfiltered self. And that's always good from a content perspective. But I was also like really hypersensitive and didn't have the defense mechanisms and like of the drugs that made me nonchalant and let shit roll off my back, or, you know, not give a fuck as much that is kind of required to be successful in such a harsh environment like it was over and still is over there. So like certain things that I was taking to heart and being emo-tastic about, I would not have been affected by now. Hence, I didn't have a lot of the same snafus with my coworkers and fellow cast members like I did on my previous tenure. However, like, you know, like we weren't on the best of terms when I left No Jumper. It kind of resulted in the ultimate 2026. I guess at the time it was 23. Fuck you, which is an unfollow on Instagram. You feel me? Like, ooh, friendship over. You feel me? Like, oh, I seen that fool unfollow me, being the fucking gangster that I am. What the fuck you think I did? Unfollow that motherfucker. Bye. You feel me? Like, bye. You feel me? Like, so being a tough ass gangster, I don't follow back. He was only right. So that culminated in not really like a Cold War, but there'd be just kind of like little subtle shots thrown. If his name was brought up, I wasn't jumping out the window to do him any good graces and vice versa. That's probably the most kindest way I can say it, right? Then in early 2024, it was like January or February of 2024. I want to say January, he released a record. And I remembered him being very critical of my rapping. And I was like, oh, I feel like I saw that people were being kind of critical of his new song. So I was like, oh, no, they don't like this song. And he was making fun of my music. Me and this guy are getting along right now. Why don't I just make fun of his music? I didn't even dislike the song for real. You feel me? Like, actually, looking back on it, it was pretty tight. He was low-key snapping. And the fucked up thing, it was, now, the song was called True Story Part 3. DJ True, that's Suspect's uncle, Cool's brother. You feel me? Another OG, like, big homie Tigger to me. DJ True, rest in peace. You feel me? Has not been with us the past few years. Suspect has a song series called True Story. This one, like, my biggest critique in my head about it was like, I don't hear you talking about him in the song. But like, that's not even It's deeper than that. So like for me to even have that critique is kind of fucking weird and baseless if I'm not even really trying to do the song justice. And I'm kind of an extra big asshole because even though we're not getting along right now, you're still like the nephew figure. You know what I'm saying? I'm older than you. Like I've known you since you were a kid. I was a grown ass man. You feel me? Like I'm still fucking 15. I don't know how old the suspect now, if he's 26 or 27. I got, at least 17 years on him. You feel me? Like I said, I was a grown man when I met him in my 20s, and he was a child. So when we got into these beefs or whatever, these disagreements when he was in his mid 20s, early 20s, and I was in my early 40s, late 30s, whatever. And he so like I went low key fake viral for making fun of the song, and it wound up actually getting me invited back to No Jumper. And that wasn't the reason why I was invited, but it was like a viral moment. And Adam and them had been wanting to bring me back for a while, or had been entertaining the idea. I did put my guns down, but I was aiming at them. I'd been firing at Adam for a good 5, 6 months prior to that. Even when he had sent a few my way, I ain't let it go when I would be quick to jump on anything that was said from that camp towards me before. Um, so, and then my first appearance back on No Jumper, Almighty winds up calling in and we're talking about it. And I said some crazy shit. Like I said it, like, I said some shit that wasn't true. Yeah. So I called that fool a rat and I knew it wasn't true. And, obviously I'm 3 sheets in the wind at that point, and I'm just trying to say whatever I can that is going to make me look cool and hurt him without really any regard for the consequences. The problem is somebody who I actually have a relationship with, him, his entire family, his pops. You feel me? And I knew if I wanted to keep that relationship, there's only one way to do it, and that's to run the fade, because he said he needed that. And my fade days are behind me, and I was never the most formidable fighter, even in my fucking Rocky Balboa days. I didn't get where I'm at by being a tough guy. Like if anything, I got where I'm at by being chill and cool as fuck and endearing people. And even like the most treacherous killers love me a lot of times because I'm not afraid of them and I can see the human aspect in them, the humanity in them. And I don't like shy away from it. And I'm not like I don't know if it's like a biblical quote, but I always heard Smith and Wesson say it. I always thought it was so tight. The evil that men do. You feel me? Like always talking about the evil that men do. That's one of my favorite phrases. You feel me? Tech and C would always talk about that shit. And like, I'm well versed in the evil that men do. You feel me? But I'm not like Mr. Tough Guy. And now I'm in my fucking 40s. I've been doing drugs for decades. You feel me? Like whatever whatever coordination and athleticism, I done smoked that shit the fuck up out of me at this point. So I just gotta rely on the just balls to the wall insanity, you know? So but I knew that like awesome LA shit, this being Fade City, USA, is the only thing that was gonna make us be able to coexist and not have awkward energy. Because we are close enough that we could fight, smoke a blunt afterwards. No one's gonna do no weird shit. No one's gonna get jumped. Nobody's gonna jump. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna get down and be friends again afterwards. And that's exactly what happened. You know. And then
Do
we
you
wound up.
regret though, like the approaches that you took in that situation? Because like, what was stopping you guys from just getting on the phone or talking in person before about like, yo, you crossed the line or whatever?
No. I did. I tried to like. You think I wasn't like, hey, bro, we should totally fight. Like that wasn't like That wasn't what I was trying to do. I was like, hey, fool, like, my bad. Like, I'll clear it up. Like, he's like, yeah, it's all good, but we just got to get down, fool. You like, once we get down, it's good.
No,
And I was like,
I'm
I
talking
tried
about
to.
in general though, like all the times that you guys were going back and forth, and right, like why was that done so publicly? Why instead of just like getting on the phone?
Okay, two things. One, like the whole point of like our interactions was to have them be on camera, and I was like, we're on essentially or like an unscripted reality show where we it's like a combination. No Jumper is a combination of a talk show and a reality show. It's like every episode is the reunion of baddies, essentially.
Right, right. So
You know what I mean?
it's played up, but sometimes it's taken personal though. Then
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, I wouldn't even say it's played up. I would just say it's not ignored. It's emphasized. Like, played up is to connotates that it's disingenuous. Like, no, it's just like, this is something that actually exists. Instead of like doing the PR thing, doing the smart thing and skirting the issue, let's fucking put it on blast and talk about it and get millions of views off of it and monetize it. That's why Adam is kind of a smart dude.
But it's a little more difficult because you guys actually had a genuine friendship before even No Jumper. That's why.
And okay, so I'll say this right now. Here's why I don't regret anything. Here's why I don't regret anything. Me and Suspect are closer than we've ever been. You feel me? Like now, like before he was just my nephew because I was cool with his dad and looked up to his dad. You feel me? So he my nephew. You feel me? Like now, like I can really say he my fam.
Got
Like
you.
we
Okay.
really like we done scrubbed our chunks. We had good, bad, and ugly. We have stories. You feel me? There's no mystery in our history. It exists. And I love Baron, Tompkins Jr., Almighty Suspect. I love them as a human. No Diddy. You feel me? That's my dog, though. That's my boy. That's my nephew. You feel me? Like that's my homeboy. I respect him. We never would have been this close if we didn't. Like if I wasn't so dumb. And also, he was fucking dumb too. So it's like, and he was dumb in the sense that he's young and ignorant. You feel me? And you couldn't tell him shit. He's in a much better, not dumb like he's not. He's always been hyper intelligent, damn near to his own detriment at times, right? But you know how that goes. That's like all of us in this fucking island of misfit toys that is the Panda Shop channel. Like, you know what I mean? Like th- we all got a little bit of that going on, you know? We're all too smart for our own good. That's
Right.
the recurring theme of Panda Chop, yes. But, you know, hip hop side. But Sus, like, you know, like he did not give a fuck and he was super turned up and he was super ignorant and was leading into that. And now, like, and this is why I like to go back to your original point in your original question about people making it a big deal about how he chooses to do his bid. I don't give a fuck. I want my fucking nephew, my homeboy, to get home safe. You feel me? To his daughter. You feel me? Like, he's not a gang member, so he's gonna go to fire camp, which, by the way, I'm not sure if people know what that means. That, you know, we have a lot of forests in California. One of the biggest issues plaguing the state of California every year is our forest fires and Smokey the motherfucking bear and all that shit. You feel me? Like, so we we have our prisoners, they can opt out of, you know, having to do their full term of their sentences and they go put out these gnarly ass, they jump out of lanes and put out these gnarly ass fucking forest fires, potentially risk their lives. I think it's a pretty fair trade, to be honest with you. Like logistically, from like, okay, you done fucked up. You done goofed, buddy. You done goofed. I'm not talking to us. I'm talking to whoever is convicted of a crime. You feel me? Like, and I don't believe free everybody if they didn't do a sex charge. If you're not in for a sex charge or hurting, you feel me, kids or no weird shit, free you. Free all the fucking killers. Free all the bank robbers. Free all the fucking, you feel me? Free all that. Free all the dope dealers. You feel me? Free that. Free them GTAers. Free them. All the gang members, free them. You feel me? Like, free them. Lock up the pedos. You feel me? The BDFs, all their fools. Free everybody else. With that being said, you done goofed, buddy. You done fucked up. You got caught. Now you got to do some time. What better way than to actually contribute to society? Hey, you're risking your lives. It's a net win for everybody. But people somehow, that has less credibility than being on a certain yard, which would keep this guy away from his family for even longer, when he admittedly himself stepped away from the gang life when he was like 19 years old, 18, you know what I mean? Like 10 years ago, you know? He's not a gang member. I wouldn't give a fuck either. Send me to fire camp. Even though I'm 10 toes down, mainline, if I get locked up, you feel me? But still, send me to fucking, like, send suspect to fire camp, bring him home to his daughter. I ain't got kids. Put me on mainline. I ain't got kids. He got kids. I just got shit to live for. Put me on mainline. But I ain't do nothing wrong, so you ain't got to send me to mainline. I'm just saying, no, put me in fire camp. I want to come home. Fuck that shit. I don't want... The fact that people have the audacity to judge this grown man when none of them, like, the percentage of them that have actually been incarcerated is so small. Like, you've never been in this situation. Sus didn't rat on nobody. He didn't do nothing janky. He got convicted of some dumbass shit. You feel me? And he's got to do a soft 5 years. If he could get home in 2 to his daughter by fucking helping put gnarly fires out, let him do that. And he don't lose any credibility in my eyes. Anybody that looks at him differently, unless you're like a career felon or have done more than 10 years in the feds, shut the fuck up.
Right. I mean, it's a smarter move regardless. Like, who wouldn't want to take less time? And it's, I mean, yes, it's more dangerous from the fire perspective, but I'm sure like from like the inmate to inmate perspective, it's like, you know, not as dangerous. Like, you're not trying to kill each other as much.
That's the whole point. But that's why they look down upon it. Because
I know, but what I'm saying though is like, that's a smarter move regardless. Like, do you want, why would you want to be in that kind of environment if you don't have to though?
The thing is this, the only time I would advise against it, and just from like a logistical standpoint, and even if like if suspect was an active gang member and his career and his future monetization of his craft was dependent upon this niche group of people having some image of what his street credibility is supposed to look like, then I would advise but that's not the case in this instance, you know what I mean, in any capacity.
Right, and he doesn't have to tell on anybody either.
No.
So like, and then
so if this entailed him telling, doing some bunk shit or doing some shit that really the streets is gonna look at.
No Crime Stoppers ad, nothing like that.
Not even a Crime Stoppers ad, which I'm not mad at. Like, I'm not even mad at T.I.'s Crime Stoppers ad. You feel me? Like, but I understand people having an aversion to that, you know, but he didn't even, there's nothing like that. All this entails is him literally risking his life to put out fucking gnarly forest fires and not having the same degree of gang politics when he's not even a gang member. So what does it matter? He's not from a gang.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's like the reasoning, the logic behind this of why people are upset is so dumb, because it's like he's really not doing anything that's that bad that you could really hold against him.
Do you know what a tuna is? Turned up, non-affiliate. You feel me? That's suspect. He's a tuna. Draco the Ruler was a tuna. You feel me? Like, a lot of fucking Draco was like, man, long live Draco. By the way, Draco rapped better than anybody you had on this platform. Anybody. Draco raps better than everybody that you've had on this platform. Everybody. He has better wordplay. He's a better lyricist. He's a better rapper than everybody that's been on this platform. Draco is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Hands fucking down. Kendrick's entire new album was sucking Draco's dick. Kendrick's new album wouldn't exist if it wasn't for fucking Draco's style. All Drake would have had to do to make a significant difference in that beef, as far as the streets of LA is concerned, is they shout out the ruler. You gave him a fucking hook. You did a song with it. All he would have had to say is shout out the ruler. Because we know the truth. We know Kendrick bit. You feel me? We know he swagger jacked and refused to give credit. Won a Grammy off that man's name. Come on, man. Off that man's style, not that man's name. Long live the truth. Draco is the fucking one of the ghosts of hip hop. And people are gonna recognize it, whether they want to or not. Sorry you don't favor boom bap production. If he raps as good as fucking, no, he raps better than anybody that's ever been on this platform.
All right, what do you think of all the backlash that Gucci Mane has been getting?
Gucci a bitch. Gucci a bitch. Gucci a straight up bitch, bro. Fuck Gucci Mane. Fuck Gucci Mane. Fuck Gucci Mane. Fuck him. He's a bitch. You know what Brink Baby back in the day said? Gucci Mane got that good pussy. Now I know what he means. It looks like his pussy feels good as fuck. His transgender pussy. Fuck that fool, bro. Hey, how you gonna have so many tweets? Like, beyond like my suspension of disbelief when it comes to listening to hip hop records is not so far removed that I can't discern the fact that Gucci Mane saying there's some shooters in the house doesn't literally mean that he's killing people. But when you're smoking on that Pookie Loke pack, quote unquote, long live that man, because I don't wish any ill upon that man to have him categorized as a pack, especially when the guy smoking on that pack is a fucking rat. You feel me? So fuck that. You feel me? When you're doing things like that, when you have 50 to 100 log tweets of like, this fool Gucci would be like, good morning, by the way, all rats must die. Fuck snitches. Snitches lying ditches. Good morning. First blunt of the day. Fuck snitches. That is the entire hill his legacy has to die on, was him being solid. Him being a street dude. Like I said, beyond like whatever Lex Luthor imagery people have of him as this, larger than life, enigmatic trap lord and figure, all that aside, you've been said you was a street dude. You've been said you stood on business. You've been said you were the voice of that. And now you are a stark contrast and contradiction of all that. When you have enough money to have enough shooters in place to make sure you ain't getting run up on by Pooh Shiesty like that. Like, I know he's publicly stated multiple times, I'm no longer with the streets. I know that he's publicly stated that he's somewhat retarded. And if it wasn't for Keisha wiping his ass, literally wiping his ass for him, Sharon Osbourne style, he would not be able to function in society. He basically can't at this point. All that aside, fuck Gucci. You're a rat. You let the whole culture down. And your music sounds different. The same way I'm not trying to hear Move Your Body Like a Snake Mom by R. Kelly. And it don't hit the same. I don't want to hear a stripper bust it down to fucking Step in the Name of Love anymore. I don't want to listen to Gucci Mane talking about selling dope and shooting people. Because you're a fucking rat. In fact, I respect Gunner more than you because I never believed Gunner was really about that to begin with. It all seemed like elaborate cosplay. And we've seen his Crime Stoppers video when he was a nerdy 11-year-old. We already knew he was kind of soft. Pseudo claiming hoods and shit like that. No, I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me. Yeah, I'm from a privileged family and all that. I'm more trenchy. I done been through more shit. I done sold more dope. I done spilled more dope than all these people have thought about doing, selling, being involved in, touching. I'm an unfortunate case. I'm a cautionary tale. I'm not glorifying this shit. This shit is not cool, but it happened, bro. And it really does happen, bro. And I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And all y'all fools are fucking lame and pussy and not about shit. And we'll get smoked. And I can have y'all cool wrenched if I wanted to.
So do you think that there's never a time that it expires where it's like, okay, like you've gotten to a certain age, you've been out of the life for long enough that now you don't have to abide by the certain rules or code or whatever.
Let me ask you a question, Panda Chop. So if Rakim did an album with Ken Carson and was like, I want to try, yo, God, peace, God, I want to do what the New Jack's doing. Like, I'm gonna let the New Jacks show the God what's happening in the new realm. He has Lil Uzi Vert features and Playboy Cardi, and he's like, and Rakim's on the track going, 7-Up bud, 7-Up juice, 7-Up bud, 7-Up juice. And that's the new Rakim tape. You gonna fuck with that?
Hell no.
Is that the God MC still? Okay. So if the Trap Lord do some bump shit, there's no statute of limitation on the shit that Gucci Mane was popping, bro. You ever heard the song First Day Out the Beds? That's after his bid. That's after we thought he was a clone. That was his first appearance. That's one of the strongest auras rappers ever had in history. Like, he stood tall. He had all this money. He stood tall. He's your killer sharpening knives when he's trying to go to sleep. Ooh, this guy. That same guy's a fucking rat now, bro. Or a shattered. That's like saying, like, do you still want to fucking watch Tim Westwood interviews? Like, nah, fool, you're a kitty diddler.
I've heard a lot of people say they feel their childhood is ruined now because of what Gucci did. Like, they feel so let down by it.
Yeah. But this whole shit is a joke to begin with. Like, first of all, KRS-One is a bitch. KRS-One is a bitch, bro. You like, rest in piss, Bambaataa. Rest in piss, Afrika Bambaataa. Piss on his grave. Let me find out where Afrika Bambaataa, don't let me find out where Afrika Bambaataa's grave is at. Because I will piss on that motherfucker. Because I don't give a fuck what you contributed to the music, ingenuity, the culture, whatever the fuck that is. You touched little boys. You're a child. You're a piece of shit. Sure, Planet Rock is a slapper. I don't give a fuck, bro. All that shit is out, bro. KRS defending that shit. Let's also talk about, here's gonna piss off the whole channel right now. KRS-One is the worst legend in hip-hop history. He gets by being a great stage performer and a commanding presence. But lyrically, he is below Slick Rick. He's below LL Cool J. He's below Rakim. He's below Big Daddy Kane. He's below Cool G-Rap. And I'm just talking about the dudes from his era. I'm not even talking about, God forbid we go a few years later and the Nas's and those guys start entering the chat. You're not even better than Q-Tip and Dress the Black Sheep. Like, he's, as an MC, stylistically, dude has terrible syllables. His freestyle is ass. He's doing like back and forth monosyllabic freestyles with Mad Illz. You feel me? Like, that's where KRS-One is at. All right? He sucks. He's damn near as whack as Mad Illz. You feel me? Like, hey, Mad Illz is time ass like, oh, this is right up with the teacher. I would never fucking sit down in a room. I don't even want to be in the same room as KRS-One. Like, you support fucking kitty diddlers, dog. You're a piece of shit human being. Not only that, as an MC, when's the last good KRS album? I Got Next, 1997. You know what? I don't fuck with KRS-One. I fuck with Boogie Down Productions. I like Criminal Minded. You feel me? I like Return of the Boom Bap. I like the original Blueprint, Sex and Violence. Those are fucking banger albums. That fool was rapping. That fool was popping. He made some of the hardest songs ever. You feel me? Sound of the Police, South Bronx, The Bridge is Over. What? Come on, bro. I'll never take away from that shit. Goated. Chris on the motherfucking album cover with the AK. With the Uzi. Chris on the album cover with the Uzi. You feel me? Hard. You feel me? Chris rapping into the fucking headphones. Hard. He didn't get better after. What has he done to innovate his style since 97? Just as an MC. He's maybe had like 3 or 4 notable verses since 1997. Big Daddy Kane has had several more, and he's older. You feel me? Like, actually,
He beat Nelly in the battle, right?
no, Nelly fucked him up. Nelly beat him in a battle, bro. Nelly flamed that fool. Look, what'd he say? What'd he say? What'd he say? You diss my big nose from my African roots. I talk about your skin because you don't eat the right foods. That's what the God MC, Blastmaster, the GOAT, that's your GOAT. I talk about your skin because you don't eat the right foods. That will get booed off a Scribble Jam stage in '01. They'll get, like, literally, bro, they'll get booed off a Scribble Jam stage in '98. It's ass. Nelly, great songwriter, hitmaker, very mediocre when it comes to his standing as, like, one of the great lyricists. And, like, he smoked KRS-One, bro. He smoked him. Go listen to those tracks back to back. First of all, Nelly wasn't even thinking about KRS when he made the I'm Number One song. There wasn't even a frame of reference in his head. But KRS being A, delusional, B, a fucking dinosaur clout chaser, even in the early 2000s, was like, I'm the real number one. Let me show you how the culture is done. This is KRS-One. Let me rock the party. Everybody know the deal. KRS-One, I represent hip-hop that's real. From the South Bronx, and you know I don't stop. Put your hands up. This is real hip-hop. Okay, did I just not do a KRS-One freestyle? Actually, sorry. That was probably more, like, a little bit better than the level of most of his recent freestyles. No? He sucks, bro. He sucks. It's a parlor trick. It's a parlor trick. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to be silent on this anymore. Kane was fucking using polysyllabic rhyme schemes, rhyming Brother Man and Understand in the late 80s. All right? Cool G-Rap. Cool G-Rap is still, like, Cool G-Rap. I could take verses from 4, 5, 6 by Cool G-Rap, and they're better than the Kendrick verses of today and J. Cole verses of today. But Cool G-Rap is still, he's 30 years ahead of people, all right? We know that. We know that. I'm glad that people even put him in the legendary MC category because the way people try to revitalize and retroactively change it, because Cool G-Rap, 7 president. We know that fucking shit. Rakim, Cool G-Rap, bro. Come on, bro. Big Daddy Kane. These are the real spitters. Storyteller. Fucking Slick Rick. You feel me? He had the style. He influenced. There's no Smooth B. There's no fucking Snoop Dogg. There's no Chill Leg Back. There's no Mace. There's none of that. The whole archetype started with Slick Rick. You feel me? It did. Motherfucking LL Cool J. LL Cool J got your 19-year-old daughter wet. Got your wife wet in her 40s. Got your fucking mama wet in her 60s. Got your granny wet on her deathbed in a hospice. Your granny on the hospice masturbating to late slow Cool James. And guess what? Lyrically, bar for bar, he's nicer than KRS too, bro. Significantly. Significantly. KRS is ass. And he kisses the ass of posthumous child molesters like Afrika Bambaataa Bandit. Fuck
so
that.
You must have been real happy when you saw MC Shan going at KRS-One, huh?
Well, I feel honestly, like, I think that is probably feels somewhat vindicating for Shan because he's had this horrible stigma attached to him. MC Shan is a dude that's the founder of the Juice Crew. You feel me? One of the originators of the Juice Crew. This is one of the most important MCs in hip hop history. This is the guy that made the bridge. But to most people that only have a cursory understanding or knowledge of hip hop, if they even know who he is, he's the dude that had the Hot 16 on fucking Informer by Snow and got smoked by KRS-One. That's what they know. But Shan is so much more than that, so much more important than that. But he's had to, like, live with that. It's not smut, but from a hip hop perspective, it's like, you might as well be smut, you know? So probably felt vindicating. If I was Shan, I'd feel the same way, but I'd also be like, man, don't even worry about it. You know what? We gotta do something nice for MC Shan. He deserves, like, you know, like Ice Spice, give him a lap dance or some shit. Give G-Pops a lap dance, Ice Spice. For the culture. Especially because Ice Spice is from the Bronx. I need a bitch from the Bronx to bust it down on fucking MC Shan. He deserves it. A young, fly bitch from the Bronx, bust that coochie open for MC Shan. Straight up. And let fucking John G. get off here too on GP.
I love Shan though, man. I interviewed Shan twice, and he always keeps it honest and how he really feels. He doesn't sugarcoat shit for anybody, man.
You want to know why? Because Shan won't turn inform. Informer. You know, sit on this on me on a bell. I like you boom boom down. Protect the mouth. He says, it gotta be so many times. So much down in the air. By the way, Snow is fired. That song is great. Don't let internet archivists.
And they made a lot of money when Daddy Yankee sampled it.
Banger, regardless. Like, yes.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. But yo, the Afrika Bambaataa situation is just so sad, man. How do you think that Hassan Campbell?
Honestly, like, if I was just so like, I've endured abuse before. You feel me? I've been abused before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the victim of abuse, not to that same extent. I've never been abused by a male. You know what I'm saying? I've got how sexually abused by older women when I was a teenager and young child. You feel me? And it definitely fucks with you for sure. So I'm like, anybody on GP should be abuser K. You feel me? You should be abuser K, just as a human being. And like I said, the abuse that I endured is only a fraction of what Hassan had to go through. And that's terrible. There's so many jokes that people can make and shit like that. I'm not gonna fucking joke on Hassan Campbell being abused. If anything, Bambaataa is the fool that deserves all the jokes and all the negativity. I said to his own brother, I said, your brother's a bitch, man. You rest in piss. Hey, by the way, your brother likes to touch little kids. You feel me? Straight up.
Well, what do you think about the people that even before Hassan ever came out and said anything, right? People were like, oh, we been knew about that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you the insanity. People, it's damn near like before the Trump existed, clout chasing. It's like you're willing to compromise your morals and integrity and what you know is wrong to endear yourself to somebody that has more notoriety that can further your career in some capacity or further you socially, right?
Right.
Because why else do you have people like KRS-One being like, rest in peace, this guy. Oh, you can't, like, I don't care what he did. Like, if you diss Bambaataa, you're not hip hop. Well, guess what? If that's hip hop, then fuck hip hop. I don't want anything to do with it. You can have that KRS-One with your bitch ass.
And I don't like that when people have something to say against Hassan, they take the low hanging fruit of making fun of like the fact that he was abused, because that's just not something.
Yo, you was a victim, P. Yo, we admire the victimizers, not the victims, P. You should have been the one touched and not getting touched, P. You know how dumb you sound saying some shit like that? Talk about like I get it from a humorous aspect. Like I totally understand why it's funny and how those jokes get legs the way they do. But if we're really gonna analyze it on an intellectual standard, like, come on, bro. Like, you're essentially, when you do that, you're essentially condoning violence against children. There's no other really way to, if you're saying that it's okay, and the children that are getting hurt and touched, that you swear to God you want to protect, and you swear to God you're going to carve up all these people, yo, because the street code is if somebody touched a kid or a woman, we're going to carve them up, B. All right, say that then. Do that. Then don't continue to add trauma and perpetuate what these people have already done. Because a lot of times abusers, one of the things they get off on is the idea of leaving a lasting imprint on their victims and being able to control them years after their active aggression is done. They still are controlling this person by the fear and pain and trauma that they've inflicted. So you condoning that or joking about it is keeping that alive. You're doing nobody a favor but the abuser at that point. You're essentially Booty Bandits co-defendants. You're essentially KRS-2.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, like, you can't like pick and choose. Like, okay, you don't like Hassan, so like that's the only time that you'll use that kind of thing in that situation. But if that situation were to happen to say your little brother, your little sister, or whatever, your kids or something like that, you wouldn't think it's cool. Or just even an innocent person you don't know, but because it happens to someone you don't like, now it's justified. It's okay.
It's still gonna always be a joke, and I get that, you know, and I understand that, and like, and I do be like on a taboo level, on a fucking, you know, like saying things like shock value level. A lot of that shit, maybe it's because I'm a retarded fourth grader in my head still. I think that shit is funny still sometimes. So I'm a part of the problem, and I would probably, even in bad faith, make those same jokes. But in my head, I know it's wrong. And I would never actually try to attach that to somebody in a negative way. And if I was doing it, I would be doing it in a disingenuous way, just trying to be an asshole, trying to utilize the algorithm like I know how to do it. But ultimately, I should janky, bro. That's a bug.
All right, you and your girl, germ free. You guys got a up and down kind of relationship. At least that's how it's advertised to the public. Okay. I don't know how much of it is for views or how much of it is like real life stuff. But one of the things that people have criticized you about, they said that on the Dirtbag Dan podcast, you and Caustic were going in on her previously before you got with her, talking about her tapes, her sex tapes or something like that. And then you ended up getting with her after the fact.
First of all, that's such an odd interpretation because I'm the main person that defended her and always defended her. You feel me? But Drum was like, I walked her through that whole situation. You know what I mean? Like when her ex boyfriend, from when she was, you know, a teenager, leaks footage of her from back in the day. I had already been friends with her for years. We'd already like been cool, hooked up, whatever. You feel me? That was a good friend of mine already. So the other guys, she still felt some type of way because yeah, people were like, yeah, I'd be like, everyone was laughing about certain things, but overall, no, I was not going in on her in any capacity like that. But and what happened to her in that regard is not cool. Again, it's kind of like what I was just saying about the whole Hassan Campbell thing. Like I get where the jokes come from and I understand the humorous aspect. Like LOL, right? Like LOL. This bitch got fucked on camera. LOL. What a whore. LOL. But if you actually break down the nuance of what happened and you realize, oh, this is a potentially underage revenge porn, like done by an abuser, and you know, there's still open lawsuits and things going on regarding that. Like it's allegedly, I don't want to say the wrong thing, whatever. But it takes on a different accent and it's not funny anymore. You know what I mean? So I get why people think it's funny, and I get why it's okay. Even like when the shit that's happened about myself, I make fun of myself. I'll make horrible jokes about myself because that's my sense of humor. But as far as like, look, I'll break down the whole German thing real quick. German is someone that I've been friends with since like 2010. We always kind of liked each other, but either she had a boyfriend or I had a girlfriend or I was married or, you know what I'm saying, different things. So it never really like worked out us being in a relationship, but we're always friends, always respected each other and fucked with each other. Um, then like when I was on No Jumper before I got fired last time, like in early 2023, I wound up hitting Germ up and wanted to hang out with her. You feel me? I hadn't seen my friend for some years. And she kicked it. And like I realized when I saw her that day when she came over, I was like, what the fuck have I been doing? Like, I fucking love this girl. Like, she's an amazing person and we're supposed to be together. And I basically like kind of told her that. And she was like, whoa, dude, like, slow down. Like, what are you talking about? Da, da, da. And she was like, And I kind of like tricked her into a relationship because I wasn't like, bro, I wasn't in like a place. I was like living in a free room at the homeboy's crib. I was living at fucking this fool Avocado's crib. You feel me? Like sleeping in a spare room in his crib and Van Nuys on the air mattress. I wasn't in no fucking place to keep a bitch. I wasn't in no place to be in a relationship in my 40s when we're getting to the point where we're settling down and gonna finding our permanent partner potentially. Like I'm already divorced. She's gone through a lot too. We're both, she's younger than me. You feel me? She's younger than me, but like I don't think she's really trying to be in a relationship if she's not gonna take it seriously. And I kind of like pressured her going into it. And I'm glad that I did because I don't know if I'd still be alive if it wasn't for her, but also I think she gets a lot of negativity and takes a lot of flack. But essentially, she is somewhat similar to what I described Keisha Dior and Gucci Mane's relationship and Sharon Osbourne and Hati. Like, she's helped keep me alive these past few years, and she's been dealing with somebody whose functionality is questionable and leaves a lot to be desired at best. And I've managed to still carry the torch of my legacy and greatness to some capacity, hold down a fucking, paying job in hip hop media in a prominent position and make the best music of my life despite that. So I think that Germ needs a lot more flowers. And I'm lucky and blessed to have her in my corner and still have a relationship despite how much I'm potentially played with that trust and played with that relationship and even allowed it to enter the public space and the public eye. I think about it, that was done full-heartedly, but me thinking, she's an MC that deserves more props than she gets. She deserves another shot as an artist. She deserves more eyes on her. And me not really being able to do much to provide that other than the context of the fuckery that is my life. The train wreck that is my life that people will watch. Like, then yeah, will some of that potentially translate to views on the music and more ears on the music? Yeah, but in a very potentially destructive and stressful path, emotionally, physically, and mentally, spiritually.
How much of the drama is real and how much of it is put on for show, for fun?
It's all real and it's all put on for fun and show.
So it's a mixed bag.
I mean, like, I wish I could tell you more if it was more calculated than it is. Like, it's pretty like 90% of it is 90 not as the same percentage of I think that I rap better than people. That's how that's the same percentage of or shit that's actually real. Certain elements and certain like things are kind of, I would say embellished, but I'll say emphasized in order to make certain points. But it's like, it's really us.
Well, what do you say to the people that say like, you're getting your ass beat or like this is a toxic relationship and stuff? Like, why would you want to stay in it? What do you say to those people?
How many of y'all got fucking Central American bitches? First of all, you ever dated a Guatemalan chick before? Salvadorian chick before? Have you? You dated a Nicaraguan chick, a Honduran chick before? You dated a Belizean chick before? You dated like a Southern Mexican from like Oaxaca, one of the more indigenous parts of Mexico? No, you haven't. So shut the fuck up. That's how they love. You feel me? That's how they love. And that fire ass, ultra grippy, ultra drippy comes with some ultra dripping. And that just is what it is.
Do you think that she gets some flack or comparison because of your ex-wife, because your ex-wife was more clean cut and stuff like that, and people viewed her in a different kind of way? And Germ is more like,
my ex-wife was way nastier of a fucking slut than Germ could ever be. You feel me? Like the shit I did to my ex-wife, ooh, Like fucking what's girl's name? Alexander Gray can fucking write a whole new manual. You feel me? Like, love the shit that I did to that bitch. So you feel me? I don't know why people have her exalted up this fire devil. If she's a nasty ass slut. But I get it. Like, what you would think by looking at them, yeah. That like it's not just that though. It's like I think that people are very critical of me because I film myself so much, because I don't give a fuck, because I'm so outspoken, because and a lot of that is like, dude, like this is like what I grew up looking up to. I grew up looking up to like Mr. T and fucking you feel me, Easy E and fucking you feel me. I just think popping it is fire. You're supposed to pop it. You're supposed to, you know, Ric Flair, like I love that shit. You're supposed to feel yourself. Five Dog said, if I don't drag myself, tell me who the hell will, right? Like, come on, bro. Like, if I don't stand up, if there's something, who the hell will, right? Like, come on, bro. Like, as to have enough gumption, bravado, audacity, not give a fuckingness to step on a microphone and make it seem like what you're saying is important or interesting to people. What makes you think I'm not going to try to make it look as sexy as I can when I do it? Make it sound as different, make it sound as unashamedly fly. And guess what? A lot of it stems from the same thing all of us grab a microphone for, because I want to be loved, because I want you to love me, because I want you to embrace me and accept me. But guess what? If you don't, I'm going to be all right, because I love myself this much. No matter how much hate I deserved, no matter how much I tore myself down, no matter how much I abuse myself, I still love myself. I still feel myself. And there's nothing anybody could ever say to take that away. And I hope KRS-One feels the same way about himself when they say he's a bitch. You feel me?
What do you think is the biggest misconception about you?
What do you think? I don't know. Like, I think people get so much shit confused that they can't even get my religion right. They can't even get my life history right. They're so confused. Look, I'll say this. I grew up in a nice home and with wealthy parents and all that, but the safety net, the perceived safety net that I lived within, how spoiled I was, how privileged I was, the environments I grew up in are not what y'all think in any capacity. Like, exaggerated to the umpteenth degree. That's like, you know, you go on celebrity net worth, it says my pops was worth $15 million or some shit. Like, fuck no. Hey, guess what? I'm not worth $4 million either. This was celebrity net worth says I'm worth. My fucking brother is not worth what people think. It's not what people think. But that's okay that people think that. But like, my life path was really different. And the house I grew up in was different than people think. And me getting arrested for the first time at 13, going to juvie at 16, leaving my house when I was 17, being on my own, supporting myself since I was 17 years old for the past 27 years of my life. I mean, suck my fucking dick for real. Like, I've spent more years struggling and in the gutter and in pain and putting in work and building this culture, good, bad, and ugly, than people have been alive combined. And the thing is this, like I could make a joke and be like, I'm not a cultured vulture, I'm a cultured condor. But vultures feed off of the carcass of something that already existed. They don't, they're not fully immersed in whatever they're harvesting. I am part of what's being harvested. I am what the vultures take from. I am the culture. I've been a part of that since, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that my fucking uncle produced Beat Street or whatever, you feel me? And I was literally, my family was shaping hip hop culture before when I was 4 years old, whatever. Like, nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with me, myself, and I know De La, and all the fucking contributions that I've made on my own building this culture, the sacrifices I made, the people that I put on, the bars that I fucking spit, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the fucking teeth in my fucking knuckles, my teeth in the other knuckles. You feel me? The microphones broken, the stage ripped. This is the only time you're gonna ever hear me talk about how nice I am when it's not gonna rhyme either. Because I really am this.
Because I feel like a lot of people try to make it seem like you chose to be, you know, at a disadvantage. Instead of living a rich life and privileged life, you wanted to be hard and you wanted to be gang affiliated and all this stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, you hear it.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say that. And I did. It's like I was outside. Yeah, that's what influenced me. I wanted to be more gangster than I was. I could have probably lived a different life. I lived the life that I lived. And a lot of the kids that, you know, what's up with, like, why am I alive? But like two, also, long live David Walsman, Jeff Stern, Mike Patelski, Andrew Dennis. These are 4 kids that grew up within 5 blocks. You feel me? That are all affluent kids from wealthy families. All the families I named are more wealthy than mine. But why those kids fucking, Mike's little sister dead and she died too. Long live Deb. You know, why are all these, bro, why are the rich kids dying? The West LA super affluent rich kids, they're dying off quicker than the kids I know in Watts. I'm not saying fucking cry me a river or anything, but there's something to examine there. It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least.
What'd you think about that whole thing where people were making it a big deal saying that you and Adam were hanging out with a transformer?
What? Oh, I didn't even think that was a big deal. And like the chick, so my girl, Germ saw the girl first. She was bad in person. I'm not gonna lie. The chick looked good. She was thick as fuck, bro. Her body was insane. She had there's no way it was from, I don't give a fuck. I'm from LA. I've been liking fake titties my whole life. You feel me? But she was thick as fuck, looked Brazilian or some shit, right? And my girl's like, yo, take a pic with her. She's like, she's fine. So I'm like, took a pic with the bitch. You feel me? And then, so I go over Adam streaming. We got 5,000 live viewers, something like. I'm like, yo, Adam. He's like, yo, what's up? With I see you taking pictures with the bad bitches. I was like, yo, you want me to get him over here? He's like, sure. Bitch comes over. She looks fine, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? And I'm chopping it up with her. We're both kind of damn, I know what I'm going into tonight. This bitch is hot. You feel me? We see her Instagram later and it looks a lot more masculine. The camera doesn't favor her as much. She kind of look a little bit transy, fool. She looked hella transy. I ain't gonna lie, on camera. In person, she didn't look like that. You feel me? Most people would have hit, I promise you. She's not trans, by the way. She's a woman, born a woman, all woman. But there's a few things. The fact that she got short hair, you feel me? There's certain features that could be attributed to masculinity, but also titties and ass are as feminine as anything I've ever seen. But plastic surgery makes it seem kind of transy too. Then it says in her bio, she, her. Bitch, why does it say she, her in your bio? We know you're a bitch. This is making it seem weirder. Why does it say she, her? And then, she from Brazil. That's they got some of the hottest girls and some of the most trends also out there too. So let's roll the dice. You don't want to get snake eyes. I'm telling you. You don't want to get snake eyes in that game. Brett. But Andy, I ain't gonna lie, she looked pretty transy afterwards, but it turns out she's a girl, thank God. But we didn't fuck on her or anything, so who cares?
Right.
I'll take a pic with a trans.
But you saw how people were making it a thing, right? They were like, oh, you guys were trying to get at her and stuff like that. But it's really,
bro, she was pretty hot. You feel me? And you know what? Maybe 20, 30 years from now, who knows? Technology might be crazy. It might be fucking robots that look like Ice Spice and Lotto. You feel me? They might have been born with dicks too. But at this point, they look exactly like Lotto. They look exactly like Ice Spice. A bitch looked like Ava Mendes in 2001, exactly. Has the same anatomy. You can't tell the difference, can't smell the difference, can't feel the difference. You go it. You can't tell me you're not. But then it turns out her name was Tyson, and she was born in, you feel me? Like, and she's from fucking, I don't know, insert gang's name here. Fucking, but yeah.
Lush, I'm already preparing you for the comments. You know, in the comments, they're going to go crazy on you for this part right here. They're going to say, oh, you really do want a transformer.
Oh, want one. I think that's a realistic assessment of what the next 20 to 30 years might look like. You want to know why? 30 years ago wasn't no potential training fooling nobody. Technology advanced.
Well, what about the one in the Biggie video that they were talking about?
Bro, that chick opened her mouth and probably sounded like Shine. You feel me? That bitch opened her mouth and said, I just want to move my pricks. You feel me? Like, nah, that's a dude. That's a whole ass dude. And Biggie, God rest his soul, Biggie's pretty fucking sus, bro. Hella sus. Richard Pryor bars aside, Big was sus. Like, very sus. Look who he kicked it with.
The Diddler?
I'm just saying, I don't know how much of that was just by proxy. Did he rubbing off on him? No, did he? But Big, I love you, Big. Nothing bad to say. Another one of the GOATs.
How do you describe yourself? Because I've seen people say they respect what you've done in battle rap, even though you can be cringe or corny, but you're a good dude with good intentions. They feel like you're just like somebody that has struggled with addiction. Do you think that's a fair assessment of you?
Bro, I'm in my mid-40s, white dude that still talks like and dresses and acts like he's fucking 17 for all intents and purposes, and is obsessed with youth subcultures. Yeah, bro, I can totally see how I'm perceived as cringe. I think that people don't know how to take me because I don't fit the demographic boxes that people can place people in. And if you're from the streets, especially, you need to make quick assessments of people. You need to be able to see somebody, make a quick assessment, size them up, and know how to react to them and how to move based on your perception in order to protect yourself. People see me and they don't know what to think. I overload their circuits. I'm confusing as fuck. Is he black? Is he Mexican? Is he white? No, he's clearly white, but he's trying to talk Mexican, trying to talk black. His homies are Mexican, but they're black too. What, he's from a gang? What, he's famous in the hood? Wait. But his dad made these movies? Yes, it's all true. Wait, he's Italian. Wait, he's Jewish. Yes, bitch, it's all true. Wait, is he born again Christian? Yes, bitch. Wait, he executive produced the Cheap Keef album, assigned Cheap Keef? Wait, yes, bitch. Wait, he worked with Drake? Yes, bitch. He's a battle rap legend? Yes, bitch. Wait, he hosted and curated. He's one that brought Cannabis and Cassidy back to battle rap? Yes, bitch. He's got plaques of his own. Oh, he's a fucking very successful artist in his own right? Yes, bitch. Oh, he fucking talks like this? Wait, is he from the Bay? Is he from LA? He's weird. He moves weird. He dresses weird. He's been on drugs. He fucking says insane shit. He was just talking about the possibility of fucking a trans in 30 years. Hashtag cringe AF.
When people see you in person, do they want to beef with you or is it really love and stuff?
They line up to suck my cock. I literally I get recognized more now. I'm more famous than anyone you have on this platform. Like right now, you know what I'm saying? As far as like who's more recognizable, who are people seeing more on a daily basis? My face is broadcasted to 5 million people every day. You feel me? Like it's not even close. You know what I mean? Like I get recognized everywhere I go. Never negative. I'm talking street dudes, essays, Bloods, Crips, Tyler's, people from other cities, other states, famous people, non-famous people, fans, bitches, trans, whatever. Everybody shows love. Nobody's negative. They all show love, and they would, if they're not sucking my dick, they're giving me props. and I'll take it props. And I don't consider that a blowjob. And I'll take props because I'm no bullshit with anybody. I'm not looking to fuck people out. I'm not looking for negativity, and I will take a picture with anybody. I will show love. I'm polite. I'm grateful. I'm gracious. And I'm a super nice person.
I think it's so weird though, like when people online specifically, or just I guess people in general, when they say that, oh, this person is a nobody, but you're commenting on them, so you obviously know who they are. So how can they be a nobody? You know who they are. You know what they've done, different things that they've done. Like, what have you done with your resume to even say something like that?
I don't care. I don't care because we're living in post-hoc reality. You feel me? Like it's fucking 2026, bro. A bitch said that she spits on a cock and was viral for a year off of it. You know what I mean? Like it's meaningless. It's completely meaningless. Like the same notoriety that I was just explaining that I possess, I also understand that it doesn't do shit for you. Now I could potentially leverage it for some lucrative deals, or you'd use my fame to, garner certain positions that are advantageous, which I do. You know what I mean? Like, but other than that, it ain't doing shit for nobody. And it's really meaningless. So people trying to say it was a nobody, like, what does that even mean? Like everybody lives in their own microcosmic matrix at this point. That's a self-contained perception of reality that's curated by their algorithm. Fame is in the eye of the beholder.
That's true, man. All right, World Domination 6. Were you there?
Which one was that?
The most recent one.
Huh?
Yeah, the most recent one with Charron and Diz.
I wasn't there. No, I was not there.
Why didn't you go?
Right now, I don't. Okay, I'll just be fully honest, bro. Like, I need to get a lot of shit together. Right now, I don't even have, like, my passport's fucked. You feel me? I gotta get, like, my passport situation fixed and a little crimes shit, like Canada border shit. So that's all good. Okay. And I just, like, couldn't, and bro, like, honestly, it's hard for me to even, I barely left LA in the past couple of years. I'm someone that spent such a huge part of my life traveling, and I've been to, on the strength of hip hop I've been flown to 4 continents, you know what I mean? Going on 5 continents, all over the world and shit. But I barely left LA in the past couple of years. And mainly that's because, like, I'm fucking at no jumper 5-6 days a week, busting my ass.
Right. What did you think of the whole Dizaster versus Charron and all the criticism about them saying Diz was rapping for 20-minute rounds and stuff like that?
Look, okay. They're going to always do whatever they can to try to take away power and impact from Dizaster. They're going to do whatever they can. They're going to frame however, like, me and Diz kind of had the same problem, but in completely different ways, in that we give people the ammo needed to nuclear missile us. And we do it with a smile on our face and unashamed. And I think that's probably why we were drawn to each other so early in our careers. And we have so many of our great moments attached to each other. And we're essentially, you could argue that me and Diz were you feel me, the greatest, like, manager slash, battle rapper combo, or league owner battle rapper combo in battle rap history. We're up there. I mean, you could say, like, maybe like Smack and Tay Rock, you know what I'm saying, or Smack and Surf, or Organic and Pat Stay. You know what I mean? Like, these are other people you could throw in the mix of that, or Direct and Hollow the Dawn. You know what I'm saying? Like, Penn got a few for sure. Like I don't know if you want to say Smack and DNA, or even I'll give DNA a, say, PH, but I don't know if that lasted long enough to define in that regard. I know for sure there's a lot of people that are baby Pens or under Penn's tutelage in that regard that you can put in that category. Again, Mook and Smack, Lux and Smack, or whatever. Me and Diz are up there. And one of the reasons why is the fact that we're so transparent with our passion of the culture and how much we give to the culture, but at the same time, we might give our detractors enough rope to hang us with. And Diz rapping for fucking 7 hours definitely did that because it gave people something to criticize. But what it doesn't do is change the reality of how impressive, how brilliant, and how much incredible material was in those rounds. And just like how the environment was kind of shaped for Diz to be on the losing side. And I don't mean when it comes to him and Charron, but just him in the battle with public consensus, which is way more of his op in this regard. Because Charron is also an all-time great, an amazing MC, and there's had an incredible performance of his life, and there's nothing that can or should be taken away from Corey in any capacity. However, I do think that the battle of Diz versus public perception is the greater foe here. Kind of like at like the people that think KRS-One is good, they should like, you know what I'm saying, not think Dizaster is whack.
So did you watch the battle?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm like, I did. And like I said, I'm the dude that was standing there analyzing bar for bar when Diz battled Soulcon. So this isn't really like I wouldn't have surprised this Rise was shorter than 20 minutes. What do you think we're gonna get? Now, when it comes to like live events and when a battle is placed on the card, and there's so many different dynamics that'll affect it. Like, Organics is a tough position because this has to be like one of the headline battles. It's not the final battle. It is, you know, one of the most important battles in history, much less of the day. However, and you know, like the vast majority or a huge portion of the fans are going to the event and purchasing the pay-per-view specifically to watch this. However, if you do it too late in the day, no one's going to want to see it anymore. It's going to be like, and it's going to take away from, it's going to knock the room. So Organic's in a tough position, no Diddy, because if he does it earlier, he potentially pisses off a lot of people and blows his nut too soon. But also, it might also, the integrity of battle would be probably on a higher level because people would not be as fatigued and they'd be more invested and engaged. Now, the integrity of the later battles would definitely be compromised. So then you got to weigh in, is this battle more important than these 4 other battles that now people might not care about because they're after we just watched this 2 hours of rapping? But it's a difficult situation. I would say, I would encourage Diz to rap shorter rounds, but nah, fuck what these people are talking about. This is your history. This is your greatness. This is your legacy. And you put that dot on an exclamation mark however the fuck you choose to as an artist.
Yeah, when I interviewed Real Deal, he said that basically they moved that battle to second to last when it was supposed to be last. And because it was so long, it ruined the last battle pretty much.
That's for, like I said, that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to happen for sure. Like, that's why like, it's damn near, would it have been a better move to have that be the second battle of the day? Like, you have the opener and then you do that. Now, I think that damn near, although it would have pissed people off and would have looked so wacky and crazy on paper, I totally get and respect why Organic made the decision to do it the way he did. Although I think for the sake of that battle, I think it would have done better if it was earlier, even earlier than it was.
Who won?
When you do something like Diz did, you effectively remove it from being a quantifiable battle, in my opinion. Like it becomes something completely different and preferentially based. I think the vast general consensus is that Charron won, and I think that's what the culture is going to run with regardless. And I think they both won. They both executed their objectives. And although the culture gives Charron the W, and you can't really deny that. So Charron kind of won. But does that mean in my heart I feel like Diz lost? No. Does that make sense?
Got you.
By dick eating too much.
No, I got you. Direct came out with a list of the top 10 battle rappers of all time, and I want to hear your thoughts about it. He said, based on longevity, adaptability, creativity, punchlines, wordplay, and consistency through eras. He said, Murda Mook is 1, Loaded Lux is 2, Tay Rock is 3, Pat Stay is 4, Arsenal's 5, Dizaster is 6, Hollow 7, DNA 8, 9 Rum Nitty, and 10 Ill Will. What are your thoughts?
This is what jumps out to me because I was about to say something and then, and look, I fucking love Ill Will. Ill Will is an all-time great. But am I tripping or did he just put Ill Will above Calico?
Calico's not even on the list. Yep.
Calico's not even on the list? Ill Will's, I know Ill Will's been like killing it the past few years, especially. And dude, I've been an Ill Will fan since the fucking Johnny Alcatraz tongue ring round. Like when he was in PG class still. Like, I love Ill Will. But I think that doesn't, what's the reasoning of having him above Calico? Isn't Calico like the Michigan GOAT? That's like he spent more years at the top as far as I'm concerned. I think that's a no-brainer. I think also, am I tripping or I didn't hear Averb or Hitman Holla mentioned?
Nope. They didn't get mentioned.
Okay. I'm gonna also, I love Direct, and that's my brother. You feel me? It's a very grind time centric list. He's leaning into grind time a little bit, leaning into not just grind time, but that older era. But then doing weird things like the list is all over the place. Like, I'd have to hear Direct's reasoning because I respect his opinion a lot, and he's a joint. Direct know as much as I do. You feel me? But how the fuck you gonna have Ill Will higher that list than the Averb and fucking Calico? Make that make sense. And Hitman Hollow, those are 3 dudes from that region that are above him. Like, as far as I could like those 9 previous names, I think they're damn near interchangeable. You know what I mean? Like, it's damn near preferential. Nitty, like Nitty being on there and not Geechee Gotti rubs me the wrong way too, I'll be honest. Now, I know Nitty's been at it for a few more years. Nitty came out. I hosted I hosted my first Nitty battle in 2011 and 2010. So just put that out there. When I discovered Nitty, you feel me? When I helped put Nitty on, because I help put Nitty on, Denny Myers, Geechee Gotti, all these guys, Daylight. Those are all Disaster. They're all from the Lush One origin story. You feel me? But to have like, not to take away from Nitty, but to have Geechee not on the list doesn't make any sense because no one had a more dominant run than Geechee from like 2017 to 2020. Like, literally the most like indomitable force in bio rap history. Whenever the Remy Ma thing happened, I was still like a part of Geechee's run. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't until people got sick of Geechee winning that he started losing, you know, like, and there's only a few real genuine L's he has on his resume for real. I think that, you know, even like, you can't really take away Hollow's greatness. You can't take away TNA's greatness, but I'll really even, the first 5, 6 names, there's really no denying. The order, I would probably switch around a little bit personally, but I don't think there's a wrong answer in that regard. And the greatness becomes difficult to quantify when you're at such an elite level. That's like, is Rock hitting better than G-Rap or Big Daddy Kane? Is Jay-Z better than Nas? Or does Big Pun and Big L factor into this combo? You know what I mean? Like, that's like the type of conversation we're having when it comes to battle rappers. So, but like, if I'm gonna split hairs and criticize the list. The things that I pointed out, I think were pretty interesting points. I also know that Direct is a little fucker, that guy Direct. And he's a clickbait son of a bitch. This motherfucker. And he knows how to get people talking, and he knows having a list with like a weird omission or a weird addition higher up than it should be is a conversation starter. And there's what make those posts go crazy and go viral. And Direct is an intelligent enough guy, so I wouldn't put it past him to use some of his trickery to make a post like that go up and to get it talked about by Lush and PANDA. But at the same time, I know that Direct don't play with the archiving and documentation of the statements and opinions that he's made. So he probably do think this, and he probably got a great reason why. But I also know he's a little fucker too.
When are you going on his podcast? He's doing his thing, man.
Whenever I'm in Atlanta, we've been like, that's my brother. You feel me? Whenever I'm in the A, you feel me? That's one of my first stops. You feel me?
Yeah.
Definitely not going on Gucci Mane's pod if you had one. We need to go on the Snitch pod.
Yeah, because Penn was just on it, and it was dope, man.
You know, when I'm in the A, you feel me? We finna go to Waffle House and then hit Direct spot. He's an easy call, sleepy dress, 3 balls.
Are you able to come up with a top 10 list right now? Or you think it's too difficult?
Like of battle rappers of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. And okay, so but like let's do some qualifiers first. Is this all eras, or is this strictly the written era post 2007?
Well, yeah, I guess it would be written.
Because like so we're not like including the Percy P's and Cool Mo D's and fucking Juices and Super Nats, and we're not including the Sage Francis's and the Ideas, right?
No.
Okay. Because that's an important qualifier.
Right.
And let me say this, Matt Lethal's, because he deserves to be up there too. Like, Matt Lethal, criminally underrated and slept on, just like Sage, just like a lot of these guys. Because like if we're doing that, then for sure Juice is on the list, 1,000,000%. You know what I mean? Super Nat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna do that, Idea is on the list. There's no list without Idea on it. You know what I mean? But since we're doing this qualifier of written era battle rap 2007 posts, right? That's the qualifier. Top 10. Number 1, Disaster. Number 2, Diz, Tay-Rock, Moog, Lux, or Diz, Tay-Rock, Lux, Moog, Sue Surf. Sorry, Pat Stay. See, it's hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard.
It's hard.
It's hard, bro. It's harder than my cock thinking about all these battles, for being honest.
How do you feel about A-Ward getting crowned champion of the year?
It's a White Boy Summer, baby! It's a White Boy Summer, baby! Nah. Hey, honestly, well deserved. God is good all the time. Couldn't have happened to someone that works harder, appreciates the craft, and just embodies the spirit and the competition aspects of battle rap. I wish I had something I could say so we can get a controversial take here, but unfortunately I don't. Like, it's going to be nothing but glazing because, you know, A-Ward is actually from our class in our era of battle rapping, but he wasn't really outside on a national scale. But A-Ward, I want to say, is 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure in his late 30s at the youngest. He's been doing this for many, many moons, but he didn't really like step off, like hop off the porch till when, like 2015, 2014, I think was like when he was in the rap grid rookie class. I know, again, going back to Direct and his documentation of his opinion, you know, he feels super vindicated because this is another champion of the year that graduated from the rap-rated rookie list. A-Ward, Geechee, like a lot of these dudes were originally on the rapper rookie list, and then they wind up being champion of the year some years later. Now, Ward been in contention. He's been, I think, top 5 for several years. He's always been in the conversation. There's a couple of times people thought he got jerked and deserved it. And he's always been on the precipice of getting that honor. I think that is kind of, it sucks that that title doesn't hold the same weight that it did a couple of years ago. I feel like, are they still giving away 10 bands? Is Jay Black still getting 10 bands with that?
They have a GoFundMe. I know that.
Oh yeah, it's a GoFundMe now. Yeah, because Jazz won Woman of the Year last year, right? And did she win Champion too? I forget.
I remember, yeah.
No, she won Woman, very deservedly so. And Jazz is amazing. I love Jazz. She's somebody else, by the way. Let's start putting Jazz on an all-time list. How's Jazz not in the top 10 of all time? She's bodying most of these dudes. And if we're going to fucking judge her as a woman and she's fucking swinging from the white tees, you feel me? She's easily, you know, like, if you want to quantify it like that, as good, if not more accomplished than any male in history. So she's in the top 10 for sure.
A few months back, there was a lot of back and forth going on with you and Chief Keef and Mula. Something about claims you had no involvement in Chief Keef's career. What happened?
Well, there was no back and forth with me and Chief Keef. In fact, the only messages that were exchanged between him and I were like chill during that time. But it was just Mula. And all right. So obviously he was wrong, and I proved him dead wrong. You feel me? Like, without dusting off plaques or this or that. You feel me? Like, all I had to do was just a simple cursory search on the internet. And you know, like the video footage that I have of the session where Chief Keef met Mac Miller, the subsequent session and recordings that happened, getting them on the other record they recorded, getting Mac on the I Just Wanna record that was on Ben 3, that was executive produced, that was produced by Chop Spot DJ and executive produced by me and my brother G Money, who executive produced that entire album. So obviously I smoked Mula's boots and made him look like an idiot, or he actually did a good job of himself doing that. However, I understand why, looking back on it retroactively, why he had the reaction he did. And although I still think he's a punk ass little bitch and I'll fucking slap the shit out of that kid, I totally get why he acted the way he did. And I think that he was somewhat not justified in like his choice of attack and the words he used, but him not having a favorable opinion of me talking about that period of Chief Keef's career, I can understand why he says that. And I will break this down after a word from our sponsor. When your stomach lining is battling with the warm sedative effect that the alcohol gives you, but your own body is recoiling for being entered into your system. Oh, it's a dark place. Mula. All right. So I first met Chief Keef shortly after, literally a matter of weeks after we did the Cassidy battle in December of 2014. Previous to that, I'm a huge fan of the kid. Thought that he was one of the most. Anytime somebody comes in and popularizes an entire new genre, whether or not it's an aesthetic that I particularly enjoy or not, I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna be aware. Like, I'm even aware of like the fucking the Forgiato Blow and fucking, you feel me, Tom McDonald, J Cats of the world, and fucking insufferable pieces of shit like Dax. You feel me? Like, I know who faggots like that are. Like, of course, I know people that are redefining street rap and, making a new hyper violent and detailed version of gangster rap called drill that came from Chicago. Like, I was fascinated when it first emerged. And Popcorn and King Louie and Chief Keef and all these dudes were, and Pappy and all these dudes were first rising to prominence. And then Sosa arguably becoming the Melly Mel of that genre, if you will. You know what I mean? Like the forefather, godfather, and to this day, most exalted, beloved figure, damn near, from that scene. Although certain people like, Lil Durk and dwarfs his success and things like that, he's still, I don't think anybody that is a product or byproduct of drill music is held in the same regard as Chief Keef. Now, that being said, when I met him, he had just lost his deal. He had been out of the deal for several months. He was pretty much looked at as a huge liability. Atlantic, Universal, Interscope. He was pretty much blackballed from the industry at this point. His album underperformed from a sales perspective, considering what was invested in it. The Finally Rich album. The lead single, he didn't even show up to the fucking video shoot with Wiz Khalifa and 50 Cent for Hate Being Sober. He was thrown out that year to work on the Yeezus album to France. He wound up leaving within 36 hours of being there after recording a 6-bar verse because, there's like 6.5 bars because he didn't like the weed and the food in France. So left his family that was all flown out and flew home, bought himself a first-class flight home. So he was pretty much like on the outs with the industry. Nobody was offering him a deal. We happen to know a billionaire. Billionaire's a weird-ass fool, but he's got a lot of money, and he's kind of willing to take heed on our advice on how to spend it. We just got him to drop $1 million on Battle Rack. Can we get him to drop $1 million on drill music? Shit, Sosa, you don't got a deal right now. You need a deal. You want a deal. I don't even know how you're going to sustain the overhead of your lifestyle for the next few months. Like there's all these, you're essentially taking care of 15, 20 people, you know what I'm saying? All the different artists that were on GBE, his roster of artists that were from Blow Gang you had at the time. There's his cousin Tato, there's Tarantino, there's Ball Out, there's Lil Flashy, there is fucking SD. There's like, and that's just 5 of them. And then there was there's graphic designers. I guess coming from Mula was the graphic designer. I don't even remember this guy from that time, but I was around him, but he was not the key player as far as like running any business affairs for Chief Keef or involved in any conversations. Like he had multiple producers saying with me and Deep Beyond the Beat and Chop Squad DJ. The first time they were in major studios, a lot of it was fucking with us. Feel me? Like Chop Squad DJ is, if look up his credits, he is one of the most successful producers of the past 10 years. Like, look, he's literally had more beyond like doing all the Dirk and King Von shit. Like, just look at his fucking credits. They're insane. Insane credits. So I don't even know how he was gonna be affording to have this infrastructure that he had work. So he basically met Chief Keef at an art show. There's an art show. It's like Chief Keef expired fan art. And it was in Hollywood. He was there. We met him. Like, hey, we can get you a deal. He said, talk to my manager. We immediately started talking to Uncle Ro, Asian Mike, and then by proxy, Peter Pan. This is the same management team that Sosa had for the entire early part of his career in different capacities. I jumped on fucking Alki's desk. I jumped on Alki's desk and rapped the words of Finito in his face while showing a montage and clip of a bunch of other people doing the same thing, explaining to him the virality, the viability, and how important it was for him to sign this guy, Chief Keef. Because you know why, Alki? You know why you got to sign him? Because he's like you. He's a rebel. The industry can't silence him. He's going against the grain. He's misunderstood. You should empower this young man because this young man is a reflection of you. Just like you just empowered battle rap, the last bastion of free speech, because you like to pop it so much. So basically, I finessed and manipulated that great billionaire out a millionaire, out a billion for Chief Keef, bro. Hell yeah, I did that. Hell yeah, I fucking, in my eyes, I'm helping an artist that I greatly admire navigate a time where the industry doesn't have the proper appreciation or understanding of him that they need to. And he's not being taken care of and compensated beyond, he's not even being understood. Because like when he's having his first meetings with Alki, and then they're trying to be like, oh, he needs songs with Nicki Minaj. I'm like, no, he doesn't. This is Chief Keef. He's a star on his own. Like, they need songs with him. Allow him to exist as himself. Just fucking book the studio time and let this kid do what the fuck he wants. Shut the fuck up and stay out the way. That's the best thing you could do for your own pockets. Because all these industry fools, they're trying to put him on. You want to know why he didn't show up in a fucking video with Wiz Khalifa and 50 Cent? Because he didn't like the fucking song. He thought it was gay. He didn't even want to be on there with them at the time. Now I'm sure he'd have a different, outlook on it. He probably gratefully has that record. But at the time, he didn't give a fuck. He was an ignorant fucking 18-year-old straight from the projects in Chicago, straight off the O Block. He didn't give a fuck. This fool, I remember the first time I was at Chief Keef's crib, he was talking to me about saying, like, fuck, like, my heating bill was so high last month. I spent, like, $8,000 on my heater. I wish we still had the heaters that we had in the project so I could just put that in the middle of the room. These are the conversations I'm having with him. You feel me? Like, there's a huge disconnect from societal norms and where that guy was at that point, especially him having to be in a position of so many people being dependent on him for their own livelihood. And, so I looked at these memories I was very fond of. Like, I got to help Chief Keef out. But what I'm not looking at is, oh shit, I put Chief Keef in a buck-ass deal with a megalomaniac who damn near tarnished and destroyed his entire reputation. And if it wasn't for Chief Keef being such like a respected, iconic figure, particularly with the youth, he probably would have been looked at as a joke after Alki, because Alki gets his hands on you and you look lame afterwards. That's what happens every single fucking time fucking with Alki. He has like almost like a decathlete level Olympian gift of making shit look lame as fucking burning it to the ground. He almost did it to Chief Keef, something that looks so cool to people and is so appealing. But it wasn't for Sosa, he wouldn't have, having that much like internal fortitude and ingenuity, he would have been about the paint. They would have got him the fuck out of here, bro. So they look at that whole situation in unfavorable light, like a dark period in their lives, and like not a favorable milestone. To me, it's one of my great moments because I got to work with Chief Keef, one of the all-time greats, as far as shaping the culture. Now I know the Panda Shop audience is like, could be with Chief fucking fucks, bro. He can't represent you syllables with Matt Illz. No. No, by the way, I fear audience don't give a fuck about Matt Illz either. Like, Matt Illz doesn't exist. Matt Illz only exists from me saying his name. Shouts to Matt Illz. You suck, but shouts to you. You do suck, though. Like, you suck really bad. Your AI videos are gay as fuck and you suck. But, so, yeah, like, people might not, I know he's not from the classic golden era boom bap era of lyricism through the roof and polysyllabic schemes, but he creatively and ingenuitively and just overall as an impactful, influential figure, there is no denying who the fuck Chief Keef Sosa is, bro. There's not.
So did you fix things with Mula or?
No. So basically, there's like me and Mula don't really have beef. Like it'll eventually be fixed through Remo and them. Like we'll chop it up. If he wants to fight, if I'll fight almighty suspects, even though there's no free fights, like I'm not, and I'm a gang member, I'm not in a position to run phase with randoms like that. I'll fight that fool because he's a bitch and I'll beat the shit out of him. You feel me? Like he's a pussy. And like really, colorful Mula need to worry about AI replacing him. His option be AI. Like you're not gonna like your boss is gonna replace you with AI and you do those designs on his own pretty soon. You're not gonna be needing to be paid. That's your. It's not me. Don't try to tarnish my legacy or throw smut on my name, but you barely have a legacy in your future. You're a graphic designer in 2026. I mean, literally, ChatGPT your competition right now. It'd be difficult to say which one was like had more of an edge. Now, like I am AIK, you would agree. So like, and I believe in creativity and I believe like I don't fuck with any of that shit. So I believe in the merit of Mula's creativity. However, are you going to be able to make those designs if I break your hands? Like if I break your hands, you stupid bitch, what are you going to be able to make for Chief Keef then? You're going to be like Daniel Day-Lewis, my left foot? You're going to be like painting with your left foot? You retard? You fucking autistic bitch? Slap the shit out of you. With that being said, I harbor no animosity towards fucking colorful Mula. And if he wants to act like a nice little graphic designer and stay in his place and keep the God's name out his motherfucking mouth, we straight. You feel me? You lucky I don't fucking run up on you. You in my city, bitch. You feel me? Like,
how did you just go from saying you guys were gonna squash it and be cool to now you just like destroying him?
Because I don't fuck with anything he said. And he a bitch for doing that shit. I don't need a fade. I could be happy saying this shit. I don't need a fade, but if he needs a fade, I got him on it. And I'll beat the shit out of that little kid. No Afrika Bambaataa. You feel me? Like, really, I'll beat the shit out that kid. But with that being said, I harbor no animosity. And if he's going to be cool and doesn't have harsh words for me, then I don't have harsh words for him. Although he is a bitch, if that makes sense. Now, with that being said, like, I understand him having the negativity and like, it made me want to reframe that time I played in social life because I could see it being having a mixed bag of, you know, him looking at it in different ways. Now, if it wasn't for me, would Chief Keef have got a deal? I'm sure he would have. He's a fucking icon. He's a legend. He would have got money. He would have got a situation. He would have got a deal. He didn't need me. He'd be Chief Keef regardless. He's a fucking icon, you know? But I did come into play and help get him some money at a time when it was very advantageous for him in a transitional, difficult part of his career to navigate, which he might not even fully. He's a super intelligent dude. That's why he didn't jump out. Like, that's why he wasn't like, fuck this fool. Because he knows where my heart was. I'm dissing his boy that's been with him this whole time. But he knows what I did for him. He knows where my heart was. He knows the extent that I sacrificed to help him out. He knows, like, when Glow Gang, when he was sick, live and Glow Gang around, he kicked him out the house 4 days sleep on my couch. You feel me? Like, they're kicked out the house at fucking 6 in the morning. They need somewhere I'm fucking for sleeping on my couch. Who's booking the studio sanctions? Who's fucking getting superstar producers? Beats from Metro Boomin. Fucking, you feel me? Beats from Southside. Fucking, talking to Lex Luger about shit. Collided from Mac Miller. That's me, bitch. Not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes need credits and need plaques. Some of us do this shit because we actually give a fuck. See, if I was a culture vulture, I'd be all concerned about my credit. Where's my credit? Name my credits. I need my name on the credits. Put my name there. No, bitch, I really did that. I really live this shit. I don't need my name on the credits. I am the credit. I am the credit. if I am what is being digested. I am the creator of the creation and the created, bro. I'm all that, bro.
So a few months ago, you also got into it with people over the whole Super Bowl Bad Bunny thing. It was like going real crazy. What did
That's
you
so funny that that's even a perception because that's so like to me. That's like there's people make a big deal and inflate everything I say. Do you understand? There's entire Reddit forums dedicated. There's Reddit forums. There's Discord servers, and there's entire like internet communities dedicated to me, not dedicated to just No Jumper, but Lush. They're on my dick so hard. They want to see me win, lose, crash, burn, be their locale, be their Jesus, be their fucking, you feel me, Mary Magdalene, and be their Joseph, be their Alpha and Omega. I am these kids fucking God, bro. I'm their daddy, mama, sister, lover, and friend, bro. It's crazy how much fucking mental real estate I occupy in these people's lives. And it's cool. So they care so much that a menial conversation or like off the cuff comment that I have becomes perceivably to my friends like you or people that are watching from the outside, quote unquote, big deal. Let me clarify, brother. This was not a big deal. This was a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Right. Well, and you're right though. There are complete communities dedicated to hating on Lush. But I think one of the most honest things I saw somebody say was like, we all love Lush. We just like making fun of him.
Yeah, I get that too. I get it. And I give them because, like I said, I give the ammo. Yeah, I get it. Like, yes, and I can laugh at myself too. I'm not afraid to laugh at myself. I'm not so cool that I'm like, I don't lack self-awareness. Like, crying, I don't give a fuck, I'll say it. Like Necro. I love Necro, one of my fucking heroes, fucking icon. Necro takes himself so seriously, it's almost like self-parody at this point. You feel me? Like, dude, you can't realize why you're funny to people, why this like level of self-flagellation is so like absurd at a certain point. And I love Necro, but I'm willing to say that it's like, dude, like have some self-awareness. I know I love
you can't. Come on, man. You can't do that. Necro's gonna be real mad.
No, whatever I can do to get his attention, great. I want to interview Necro. I love Necro, and I don't agree with everything he says. And I'm a fucking lefty Jew. So let's fucking debate, Necro. But I fuck with you. You're an icon. We can do it on Panda Shop. We can do it on Panda Shop.
What happened with, he was supposed to do like No Jumper New York, basically, right? What happened with that?
That was something he wanted to do. Adam was never really fully like gonna get that cracking with him. You know what I'm saying? However, I think it would be a great idea. And I think the biggest misstep with the Necro interview was me not being there. Because as amazing as Adam's interview with Necro was, the context of me being there too, and all the other shit him and I could have talked about, man, like would have been amazing. You know, I love Necro, but he says a lot of shit I disagree with, and I'm not afraid to disagree with him, debate him, and hopefully he's not chewing his feelings to fucking just have a debate that gentleman back. And don't take yourself so seriously. I think you take yourself too seriously, Necro. Like, come on, bro.
Wait, what do you not agree with him about specifically, though? That
I'm sure if he talks for 30 seconds, I'll find a few things I could disagree with. I mean, him thinking that if you disagree with anything he has to say, especially regarding race relations in hip hop, you're a lefty Jew and probably think he sucks or won't appreciate him and his greatness. That's completely wrong. You could have a difference in political ideology with somebody. You could have a difference of opinion and still respect their accomplishments and their work. And that doesn't take away from them. You know what I'm saying? Just like Cage, Pride Cage, one of my favorite rappers of all time. Hellsbridger and Pryor Cage, hardest white boy who probably ever rap, in my opinion. You feel me? Like, I'm obvious oblivion, but that's my science. Fuck your head up like cornrows put in by blind giants. What? Don't fuck with Prime Cage. I'm sorry, bro. He had the sauce. But Cage a weird ass bitch nowadays, right? We could like disagree. You know what I mean? Like worship the music, not the man. You feel me? I disagree with a lot of shit RA says. He's still a fucking goat as an MC. KRS-One's still been waxed since 97. You feel me? Just because you made Return of the Boom Bap doesn't mean I can't say your shit sucks now.
Well, shout out to
that mouse who did it song with the Bugsy Siegel voice was super gay.
Shout out to Necro, man. That's my guy.
Shout out to Necro. What's up? Run this debate fade. Run this debate smoke.
Wait, but you
run these terrible Lefty Jude.
You really think that
yo, so Lefty Jude will never throw him on your blood like a pancreas. Yo, keep sex on the hip.
Yo, you're really saying that Adam never
keep a sex on the hip.
You're really saying that Adam never intended to do the No Jumper New York with him and stuff like that?
I don't think it was something that was like a fleeting idea that was somewhat interesting, and if there was infrastructure in place, would have been tight. But like, I don't think Adam was as solidified on that idea than Necro was for him to be like, yo, so we was gonna do a jump in New York, and it was gonna be with me and Kanafi with the mighty truth, not the lefty truth. With the black with, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm already letting you know, okay? I know Necro. He's not gonna like this, man. He's gonna see this. He's gonna be cussing you out so much. He can cuss
me out. Look, hey. It'll be an honor. It'll be an honor to get cussed out by Necro.
And he's gonna be mad at me probably because I let you say this or whatever.
I'm not really, bro. That shows that you're literally proving my point. Because I've been literally damn near glazing him, giving him insane props. So I need to go further. I Need Drugs is one of the greatest albums. Fucking Somebody's Digging Underground. That's probably the hardest beat of the late 90s outside of Funk Pressure Plus. Fucking as well as, bro, I can't glaze Necro enough, but at the same time, he's easy to make fun of. Don't take yourself so seriously. If I'm gonna make fun of you, it's not done with malice. And if he's gonna take this to heart, that kind of proves my whole point.
What was the whole reason for him and Adam having issues again?
I don't think they have issues. Adam doesn't have issues with Necro.
Yeah, they were talking shit to each other.
There's like, you gotta understand, Adam talks shit for a living back and forth with people, as do I.
Right, but not everyone takes it as lightly as he does, though. That's why. So I think that Necro views it more like it is serious.
But why does Necro take it more seriously than like gang members that have done 10 years in the feds? Like, bro, you're an underground rapper. Well, chill out. You're an underground rapper, metalhead. I did it death. I fresh the bro to death. You feel me? Like, chill out, dog. Not that serious. If Young and Heffa, fucking 8-Tray Gangster Clip from South Central, who did 10 years plus in the feds, if Spody Face, overfloating neighborhood crit, you feel me? If Munchie B, you feel me? Inglewood Family Gangster Bloods, all these dudes done years of prison time. Got that life. Had crazy altercations, allegedly all kinds of shit. One of them's blind. They can take the jokes from Adam, but Necro, the underground rapper, can't? Come on, dude. You're taking yourself too seriously, bro.
All right, well, hopefully Necro watches this and he agrees to do a debate with you, because I think that would be crazy entertaining.
Really, I'm just a huge fucking fan. But Necro, I'm not dodging debate smoke. You feel me? Like,
what about a fade? What if he wants a fade after this?
I guess I'll have to fade Necro, but I don't want to fight Necro. But like, if Necro needs the fade, all right. Like, I guess I'm fading Necro. But do I want the fade with Necro? No. You feel
Okay.
me? Like, if he needs that, I respect him enough to give it to him. You feel me? Like, but no, bro, I don't want to fight Necro. I want to fucking, like, I'm a huge fan. But like, I want to debate. And like, come on, fool. Don't take yourself so seriously. It's not that deep.
All right. Well, related to the whole Super Bowl thing, right? What did you think of Kid Rock doing his own show and the comments that he's made about Jay-Z being a DEI hire, just him overall over the years, how he's changed.
Damn, it's just like, I get why. Kid Rock is why I understand black people gatekeeping hip hop culture. He's like a prime example of why. Like, there's people trip on Lord Jamar and Benzino and all these guys that got mad at Eminem, and you feel me? Like, obviously Eminem's goated and transcended that and proved his value and worth and heart and, you know, overproved, right? But Kid Rock is a dude that comes from Detroit. He was an underground hip hop fiend. He was a DJ. He was a rapper. He was an accepted down white boy that was embraced and beloved by the culture. Even when he did his like white trash oscillation into rap rock and nu metal, he did it, I feel like, in a very graceful way, very true to himself, very genuine. And I feel like the black community, although he wasn't making music that directly resonated with them, which they're like, you know what? That's a cool ass white boy. He rapping, he talking that cowboy shit. Like, Kid Rock's cool. He was on reality shows with Reverend Run and his whole family doing family vacations. Like, okay, Kid Rock, all right, Kid Rock, you chill as fuck, bro. I thought he was cool. And then at a certain point, he became radicalized. He was on 4chan a little bit too much. Unky was on 4chan. Unky was on 4chan unsupervised. Unky clicked on a QAnon link. Oh no! All of a sudden, inter-racist Batman triggered. All of a sudden, this dude's a white trash fucking piece of shit. Who would have thunk? I can't say it's super surprising, but I think it's more surprising is that people still have him as a voice that's esteemable, and the MAGA contingent are dumb enough and desperate enough to agree with him and weaponize him, because Kid Rock was always low-key ass. He had a couple cool songs. It's not like he's this top-tier artist that he's not like he's gonna do a halftime show that's comparable to one of the most successful artists in the world. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even fucking make sense. That's like KRS-One trying to compete with Black Thought lyrically. They're not even in the same galaxy.
I mean,
why did M80 not like the halftime show?
What do you mean?
Didn't M80 say he didn't like the halftime show?
No.
He liked it?
Yeah, he didn't have no problem with it.
Cool. You know why he didn't have a problem with it?
Why?
Because he likes pussy, because he likes bitches, you feel me? And there are nothing but big, bent over Latinas of every shade. Fool saw the one gay. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, there's a guy. You saw the guy? If you saw the guy, you're fucking gay. Because I saw nothing but thick shit bent over. Thick Latina ass bent over. I'm all about that. That's all I love. I'll die today, happy, palming 3 Latina booties. Feel me? Like, on my Dr. J shit.
How do you feel about artists that come in through hip hop and then switch genres? Like, you know,
like Post Malone, like Kid Rock, like fucking
right. MGK.
I think they're fucking posers. I think they're bitches. I think they're pussies. They were never down to begin with. I think there's ways to express yourself creatively and utilize other genres. We'll use Necro as an example. Necro's a metalhead. Necro's always loved death metal. He incorporates death metal in his music in a very, not just death metal, but hardcore. I know he's really a hardcore head. He's from fucking DMS and shit like that. He's from the hardcore scene. Necro's a hardcore head. He fucks with metal, he fucks with hardcore, he fucks with punk. He incorporates guitar patterns and he will replicate them with his cadences rapping. That's super on brand and natural. Him staying within the box of himself creatively, using outside influence, dabbling other genres, and not being lame about it. What's Prodigy's daughter's name? Santana Fox? Is that her name? She's dope as fuck. Feel me? She makes fire ass beats. She's a metalhead too. She loves Deftones. She loves Slipknot. You feel me? Samples, heavy guitars in her beats, but it's still hardcore boom bap production, bro. There's ways to stay true to yourself, not make it seem outside the box, and utilize experimental aspects of other genres in a non-forced way. Me, I'm the last person that should ever criticize or talk shit, because one of the reasons why I'm not as popular musically as I could be is because I've dabbled in so many different styles and genres and different things, from going from boom bap to West Coast Bay Area hyphy shit to fucking doing EDM shit to doing rock shit to doing shit with fucking Benny Kuti to doing shit with fucking Belarus to doing shit with fucking Chief Keef. Like I've been so all over the place. I'm the last person, even though I consider myself like a boom bap purist or like a hip hop purist in essence, the last person that should criticize anybody for being experimental. But you're using hip hop in disingenuous ways to try to do things like gain popularity from people and make it seem like you're down with the culture, only to fucking abandon that shit and make a mockery of it. Fuck you. At the same time, when the forefathers of the culture have been molesting people, I don't really think, I think there's bigger conversations that need to be had. Like, why are we allowing icons to abuse children? And why are our supposed still current icons like KRS-One co-signing it? These are the real conversations that need to be had on hip hop. Fuck MGK turf hopping and punk rock because he was a mediocre rapper from the start.
But what you're saying though is like the experimentation that you did and stuff, you still always kept your foot in hip hop as far as being a part of the culture, representing the culture. I feel like a lot of people like a Post Malone, it's almost like they abandoned the culture completely. It's like now that I'm famous, I can get white fans more now, or I can get like, this kind of money, this kind of popularity now. And I don't need you guys anymore that I came through.
Let's do a poll for the fans. So what's more disingenuous? MGK, who by the way, I do fuck with, you feel me? MGK leaving and disavowing and turning his back completely on hip hop as a genre to suck Willow Smith's dick. You feel me? To suck Willow Smith's dick. Let me say it one more time. MGK sucked Willow Smith's dick. All right? In order to fucking turf hop under the pop punk genre only when your sales start to dwindle to return. Is that more disingenuous? Or is Jack Harlow, quote unquote, becoming more blacker and not even learning to sing, but attempting neo soul when the number one convention of that genre is vocal dexterity? What's more disingenuous, bitch made, and fucking lecherous?
Put your thoughts down in the comments.
Because they both suck as far as I'm concerned.
Yo, what happened with you getting jumped back in like October?
Oh, so like there's this kid that gets kicked out in the hood. Like there's a bunch of dope fiends in the hood. I'm MacArthur Park, you feel me? West Side from 5 Gang, you feel me? Like, hey, I don't like the way that they was treating this kid every day, you feel me? So I tried to step in, I got sucker punched, you feel me? And then whatever happened after happened. Look, bro, I'll walk around the hood right now. Like, we can do it on screen. Like, I'm good in my little. I'm here to this day. You feel me? So watch it up, 10 toes. I'll show you my tags in the hood right now. My hood up in the hood. This MS-13 hood, fucking 18th Street hood, beefing it. CRS, they all beefing it. Whitmer's beefing it. Temple Street beefing it. I'm 10 toes. Feel me? Right here. And everybody call me the mayor. Now, did that start as a drug addict delusion? Yeah, I think it did. But the city ran with it, and they're still running with it. So I guess I'm the mayor, bitch.
So you got jumped or just punched one time?
I got punched a few times, and then the motherfucker wound up getting fucking, I ain't even gonna say it, bro. Hey, where he at on the block? Where he at? You feel me? Coronado Street, I'm there every day. Where he at? You feel me? Where Jeremy?
So one of the biggest criticisms about you is that people believe you do things for clout and it's not genuine. Back in December, you got baptized. You were trying to get sober. Now, people have said that like that was just all for show. Can you talk about that?
First of all, do things for clout. Bitch, I am the clout. Attach my name in a title and it does more views. Like how the fuck am I? I am the clout. I work on the biggest media platform in hip hop. I'm the most popular personality on that platform. I'm there 5 to 6 days a week. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You feel me? Like I am clout. I can talk to whoever I want. 2 phone calls away from the biggest stars in the world. If I wanted to be, bro. Like, if I wanted to be. If I wanted to make money off of this culture and that was all it was about, bro, I could have stayed with my, trust me, bro, I could have been in a mansion, several ends up, and chilling. Then I would have been a culture vulture, bro. But as far as people think it's clout chase, that's crazy. Because clout chase off me. That's if anything. But no, I didn't even want to go to church. My girl told me to do that. Charron wanted me to go to church that I needed to. And Raider and them brought me, you feel me? Like I knew it was going to be like when I was there, oh, I see the content. I could see the content that's going to be made from this. And I could see, oh, it's funny. Because why am I Necro? I don't take myself too seriously. Like, it's funny. Lush, the fucking junkie, wants to fucking get sober. It's funny. It's real. Because I'm struggling. Because I'm probably going to die if I'm still doing drugs. Because I'm really, like, in the midst of a lot of turmoil. But it's also funny. So, why wouldn't it be content? Why wouldn't I monetize off of my own misfortune when the rest of the world does it for me? There's anytime I do something that people can make fun of, there's several reaction videos that are getting hundreds of thousands, millions of views. Oh, look at Lush has done that shit. Oh, Lush's girl beat him up. Oh, Lush did this. Oh, Lush, 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 a bitch. I can't make fun of myself and monetize off that as well.
Dude, they got like full-on documentaries about you and stuff like that, like 2-hour videos, like about certain things. Like there's certain channels that, I mean, it's mainly about No Jumper, but you're like a focal point, obviously. Where they do.
Not even about whose bitch I fucked at this point. It's whose bitch dick I fucked. Like I made the whole world mad. And it's crazy because they already felt this way about me in battle rap. Even in the context of battle rap, I never fit in. I stood out. That's what made me popular. That's what made me loved, and that's what made me fucking hated. And it's still the same to this day. Because I'm not like you. Not you, Brenda. You're not what I'm talking about. But I don't sound like you. I don't look like you. I don't move like you.
So was the baptizing, was that genuine though? Did you really?
Bro, I was desperate for fucking something. I want to change. Yeah, bro. I believe in God. And I fucking want to change. First of all, let's talk about a baptism in its core essence, because I'm not that ignorant. All right. A baptism is a public declaration of faith. It is supposed to be made publicly. It is not supposed to be something that you do in private or do ashamed. It's supposed to be something you declaring your love of Jesus Christ and dedication and accepting Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior in a public space so the world can see it. Now, I know that this man, Jesus Christ, endured the ultimate sacrifice. He gave his life for me, for you, for all of us, knowing that I'm flawed, knowing that I'm imperfect, knowing that I'm wrong. And most importantly, Candid, Jesus Christ knew that I didn't deserve him to save my life, but he still did. He sacrificed his flesh and blood for me. That's something I don't fucking play about, dog. And it's, I might not internally practice all the nuances of Christianity and extol those virtues. That don't mean that I don't believe in it. That don't mean that I don't want to do better. Why is it a problem that I want to do better? Why can't I do something that wants to do better, bro? Like, why can't I want to be a better person? Why can't my life is full of so much shit and so much pain and so much negativity? I can't spend 1 hour a week focusing on positivity and trying to worship God and thinking that there might be something greater than me in this universe. the fact that people have a critique of that says more about that than it does about me.
Where are you at now with your recovery? We started the interview and you were talking about, you know, you've been on a bender and everything. So
it's crazy because it's this dangerous place because I'm successful right now. I'm making money right now. And I'm remembering, like, I realized, like, I think I got so used to my environment, I started to think that I was homeless. Like, I've been homeless. I started to think I had no options. Like, it's like that thing where, like, like a detective investigating a case winds up becoming insane and becomes like the killer because they're so deeply immersed in that. Or like an actor becomes so deeply immersed in the role they're playing, doing method acting that they embody the traits of this person. They kind of lose themselves, like Heath Ledger and shit like that, you know? Like, I think there is an element of that happening to me. And once I started to realize, you know what, dude, you're doing okay. You got money. You're managing younger artists now. Your career is starting to be driven in a decent direction, but you're completely out of your mind. Your girl is sick of your shit, and you can't stop doing drugs. The Adderalls, the Xans, the fucking cocaine, and the fucking nitrous, like a child, bro. Like the alcohol just. I want to stop everything except for weed, but I don't know how, and I'm fucking like overwhelmed as fucking scared by it, bro. Straight up. And I'm not a bitch. So I won't fucking like try behind that. I'll admit it. Yeah, I'm fucking drug addict, bro. I'm struggling. I'm in pain. That's the bravest thing I could do is say that. And I'm gonna walk through that fire. I'm gonna walk through that fire with you. And hopefully, by the grace of God, I fucking come out a better man and clean and healthy again before this shit kills me, bro. Because it's not looking good right now.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, you know, we had to reschedule our interview multiple times, and I knew why, but I was worried that, man, like, what if like we don't end up getting the interview done and Lush leaves
Yeah,
us?
nice.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but that's a honest thing that I'm saying to you, you know? And I was like, that would be terrible. Like, not because of the content, but because I really genuinely fuck with you. Like, you and I have had conversations outside of, you know, like, I know earlier you were talking about Joyner Lucas and you said that he was whatever, like you don't really care for him and stuff like that.
Bro, I be saying a lot of shit. You feel me? Like I really respect everybody, bro.
Uh-huh.
Even Bambaataa was heaven sent.
What did you think of the song that he did with Jelly Roll, where he was called Best of Me, where he's talking about from the addict perspective and then from the family member perspective? Do you think that that's an accurate portrayal?
I mean, he's a great writer, and like I think, but like Joyner Lucas ain't never been fucking 10 toes down in music fiction trenches to really know what that shit feel like. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? Almost like him writing from the perspective of a racist white man is disingenuous because he's not that either. But I'm not gonna say disingenuous. I'll say it's ambitious. It's very ambitious because you have to like remove. You have to, everything's based on your perception of what you think something is. Now, I think he did a pretty, the thing is, addiction affects everybody. If you're not an addict yourself, you got a crackhead uncle or auntie or mama or dad or brother or boy. We all know what it looks like. This,
Well, you could be addicted to different things too. It doesn't have to just be drugs, you know? Yeah.
for sure, sex, fucking gambling, fucking anything. Like, yeah, like I've spoken recently. Like, I wouldn't trade my drug addiction with a gambling addict at all. I think they're worse. I don't envy them. I don't envy the old lady in the fucking You feel me? On the Buffalo machine, pulling, you feel me, for 17 hours straight, you know, like spending her grandchildren in Manila's menial and fucking inheritance. Like, I don't envy that. I don't envy the, I don't envy the fools that are literally the buying rappers that I know that are tricking their life away on casinos. I don't, I would not trade my drug addiction with gambling addiction. I don't envy that, but it's the same demon regardless. And that's not to say that I'm superior. I'm just saying I got my own fucking demons that I got to deal with. I don't need that anymore.
Right. What do you think is the main thing that is stopping you from getting clean?
I mean, like the physical dependency. Like what is really difficult to think about or discern or like intellectualize anything else going on when you wake up and you're in physical pain. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the only way I can accurately describe my addiction. And it's somebody that's been used to dopamine rushes for the past 32 years. You know, I have 3.5 years of sobriety in 32 years. The rest was uninterrupted use, essentially. Yeah, dude. The way
Three
Mike told this
consistent
baby.
years?
Yeah, I'm 3.5 years sober. So I was sober from February 3rd, 2020 to September of 2023.
Right, right. So why did that go astray? Like why didn't it continue?
Why did I relapse? I think that I think like a relapse is not something that happens overnight. Oftentimes a relapse occurs hours, days, months, you feel me? Sometimes years before the actual ingestion of the drugs occurs. So my relapse first looked like when when I started, because like I got sober. It's a very low point in my life. I got sober. And then within a year and a half of being sober, I had 2 6-figure deals on the table. My own sub label with Sony Orchard and deal with them as well. And I was back with King of the Dot doing my thing in battle rap. But I think the most important thing to emphasize is the whole like 2 6-figure deals on the table thing. Um, One was for the GTX. They're actually both from the GTX battle rap coordinating me and Diz and bringing back grind time and all that. But at that time, um, once I started to gain success, my brother, who's been sober for many years too, he told me like, now that you're doing good at making money and you have less time, you got to fucking do twice as many meetings. You got to focus more on your sobriety. That's what I did, and that's why I'm so sober that I did it. I started cutting corners. I stopped doing my daily disciplines. I stopped praying and meditating several times a day, and writing my fucking nightlies where I go over any resentment that I felt throughout the day, any fear that I felt throughout the day, any regret. You feel me? Like and like all the things or the trespassing I infringed. Like anytime I know that I did somebody wrong, I would write it down, and I was so accountable and was accountable to God and my girl at the time and the people that were around me. And I was so like trying to live righteous that I started to slip on all that shit one by one by one by one. Then eventually, next thing I know, you know, the dentist is prescribing me Percocets, and I'm not telling my AA sponsor. And the next thing I know, I'm telling myself, it used to be a lot cooler when you used to take drugs. You used to have a lot more swag. Look how you looked. Dad, you had bitches. You were a rock star. Look at you. Look at how much you were glowing and shining. Look how much people like you. You're fat now. You're fat. Your teeth are fucked up. Your aura's gone. You look lame. And that insecurity got the best of me. And I thought that I'd be cool again. And I would feel myself again. If I got high, and I was right. That's what happened. But the problem is I don't know how to just do it in moderation. If I have $25 and I want to get high, I'm gonna spend my last $25 on getting fried, bro. I'm gonna borrow 50 from you to get fried with that. It don't matter. I could have a job where I get paid like I do, like a soft 10 bands a month, whatever. It don't matter, bro. I'm gonna spend it all on getting fried. I have nothing to show for it.
That's what I was gonna ask you, because I feel like how much, like, it becomes a part of your personality, doesn't it? Like your
Listen, how
persona.
you been that to the point where like so many I'm not like people that are fans of mine, especially like back then before I got sober, even like and it's still like that people they want to get home with me. Like it's so much in how they perceive me. They're like, oh, my wife would understand me doing a line with Lush One. Like that's a hall pass go to the drug game. And my friends are dying, bro. You can't up the score on Fetty Wap. Like my friends are dead, bro. Like most of my dead homies are dead because they overdose. Yeah, I've got dead homies that got killed too, but and it's not cute. Addiction comes in 3 stages. Using drugs come in 3 stages. There's fun with consequences. Really 4 stages. Consequences with fun, and then consequences. I am in the fourth part of my journey at this point. It's not even fun.
Are you seriously considering entering rehab again?
Rehab is not going to do much for me because I am already, there's nothing I can learn intellectually or even spiritually that I feel like would matter, but I can detox. I go to detox. I just gotta stop being a bitch. I gotta not be a bitch. I gotta stop being a bitch and just go through that. Bro, like I'll kick because I'm like addicted to different drugs. And I'll kick one and then like I have to fight off another addiction. And it's like fighting 5 monsters simultaneously, you know?
Do you think it's just you having an addictive personality overall? Like, even if it wasn't drugs, like you would be addicted to something else?
For sure. For sure. I would be, and I am. And that is just the way that I'm wired. However, highly addictive regarding substance abuse. And my brain and my soul have been made aware that this is what takes the edge off and makes me feel better. And now that I'm fighting against myself, the thing that makes me feel the best is actually harming me. It'd be like fucking, like Dave Blunt's really, really, really wants to. Dave Blunt really wants to fucking go to McDonald's right now. Well, McDonald's is killing Dave Blunt. This is a thing.
This is deep talk, man. What did you think of our last interview? Like the reaction
I
from
think
it?
I think I was kind of like all super Adderalled out. So I was like moving super fast. I looked whacked out.
People thought that you were in your bathroom sitting on the toilet.
I was like next to my computer. And like,
I
you know
know.
what? I had my girl and a bunch of people were over there, so I didn't want them all on camera looking crazy and shit. So, like, the angle looked for I look like a fucking brackhead for sure.
But it was funny because somebody said Lush looks like a lawyer that shows up if you call Top Dog Law.
So accurate. Like the wrinkled button up. There's like a wrinkled Gucci button up, but it's still wrinkled.
Oh my God. That had me dying. Well,
But like, and look, today, unfortunately, I didn't even have the wherewithal to take a shower or a shave. I couldn't even like get cleaned up because like, I was in bed dope sick as fuck right before this interview. But you know what I mean?
man, no wonder you took so long. You kept on saying, oh, I'll be there in 3 minutes. And I was like, man, it's been it's been an hour now.
No, I told the homie literally like I feel like I had you captive for 56 hours. I feel terrible. Like you've been like, yeah.
It's all good, man. I understand. So,
But that's the cold part is because it's like I'm actually still super productive despite that. But anyways, go ahead.
yeah, you are. You're what do they call it? You're a productive addict, right? Like
Functioning.
yeah, functioning addict, yeah. So In the last interview, you spoke about Mad Illz and the downfall of grind time. Mad Illz saw it, and he had a big reaction. He posted
that nobody saw or cared about. Why? Because nobody gives a fuck about Mad Illz. Mad Illz, you suck. You've effectively removed yourself from the hip hop conversation. I don't care. Not only are you out of the battle rap conversation, you're out of the hip hop conversation, which sucks because despite the fact that it's, oh, look at the skills and I'm rapping like this, and you know, like, even though it's like all super corny, you technically, due to your cadence and polysyllabic rhyme schemes, and really you still are rapping about Balrog in 2026 and using Street Fighter references, you do have a certain skill set, which is conducive to a live crowd and parlor tricks and that people think is, that don't know anything about the culture or music. They think that you're half good if they don't know anything. Like, you're great to those kind of people. But Bad Illz, you suck. Everything I said was true. You're not respected in battle rap. In fact, ask the top tier battle rappers who you are. They don't know. Sue Surf does not probably know who Mad Illz is, bro. Fucking Tay-Rock does not know who Mad Illz is. You feel me? A-Ward is white. He knows who Mad Illz is, but he doesn't care, and he thinks you're a you feel me? Everybody, nobody likes you, Mad Illz. The only people still defending you are the other losers that you indoctrinated in the fucking scene in the ozone and all that. And you're not from Orlando. You're from Texas. You're not, look, hey, here's the kill shot. Want me to just destroy Mad Illz right now? Mad Illz, aka the Mexican goat, can't speak Spanish, doesn't speak Spanish, the quote-unquote Mexican goat. Now, I understand that's a conquistador's language. You want to stay true to your roots, raza. No, that's not one. Because you're a no-sabo fucking lame who's disconnected from the culture, who says things like Viva raza because you want to engage crowds, but you're very far removed. I'm more Mexican than you'll ever be. Let's put it like that. And the Mexican stuff we made way more. If you're from Mexican live, where the fuck is you from, bitch? On top of that, Mad Illz, you were in the military. You were a Marine. In the Marines, you worked Border Patrol. And you killed people trying to immigrate. You shot somebody dead. I was trying to immigrate to America, bro. I know the truth. You know why I know that? Because you fucking told me. I swore on the Bible. I swore on my mom's memory. I swore on my legacy. May I fucking... If I'm making this up, may I get AIDS, cancer, and fucking immediate dysentery and die in 6 minutes flat. Ducky fresh on. May I get finger banged by fucking Afrika Bambaataa's ghost in hell for the rest of my existence if I'm lying. All right? Mad Illz, you murdered an immigrant from Mexico trying to come to America to get a better life and spent the entirety of your career since then talking about the government's janky and extolling the virtues of the raza when you actually killed somebody coming to America to make a better life for themselves. You are the most disingenuous piece of shit, lecherous, fake scumbag on the planet, part of hip-hop culture. No, you're not. You belong freestyling monosyllabic rhyme schemes with KRS-One, doing AI videos of your fucking terrible songs that failed to crack 60 views because you're a fucking hack, you're a joke, you're a toy, and you're a fucking lame. So I don't give a fuck what that bitch had to say about me. Before I get done up. And I'll do a show and fucking bring more people out in your city. Pussy.
Well, let me just say, though, he did just go on tour, on a birthday tour. So people did go out to his shows and people do care to see him, okay? So, and Icon did perform at one of the shows, too.
What? Kevin, you scammers. Don't, come on, bro. You're supposed to be impartial, bro. You're supposed to be, how are you going to do Mad Illz like that? Come on.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry. But when even the media knows what a joke you are, it's pretty funny at this point.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm saying, though, like, people did go to his show, though. And Icon performed there. Icon the Mic King. He performed at one of the shows, too. There was other people that pulled up. I think Penn might have pulled up, too. But
Icon, please don't. Icon, don't waste your really hard-earned SEO money on any endeavors featuring in Mad Illz, please. I don't want to hit the next man's pockets, but please, iPod, you're better than that. Do better. Please, iPod, please, I beg you. Like, you deserve so much better. You're so much more talented. Poison Pen is the nicest human being on the planet. He's everyone's big homie. Of course he's gonna be nice with Mad Illz. But it is hard. He knows Mad Illz ruined grind time and he thinks he's a fucking joke too, probably. You feel me? Like,
well, when I asked Penn about it during our interview, he said he stayed out of it. Y'all business was y'all business. He was doing his thing. You know, when I interviewed Real Deal, he said he only had positive interactions with Illz.
You're talking to the nicest people ever.
Well, nah, I am planning on interviewing Illz if he still agrees to do it after this interview, because now that he's seen you go off like this,
no, interview
he might not do it anymore after seeing you go off
like
this.
Let him crack 1,000 views. It's been years. It's been years since he destroyed our company. And fucking, hey, you know what nobody knows about? You know what Mad Illz bitch ass did? He secretly fucking sold the Grind Time channel. You feel me? He sold it, and it was bought by fucking Fresco and Word of Play, two successful battle rappers, you feel me, from the Grind Time platform. And they gave it to King of the Dot. They gave it to Organic, and that fucking Mad Illz changed the password. Even though he got paid and he stole Grind Time back, and he still has control over it, even though he doesn't technically own the channel. He's lucky Organic doesn't fist fuck his asshole with a flaming fist.
Wow.
Like Bambaataa saw. Mad Illz is the biggest piece of shit in battle rap history. The only reason I can't say biggest is because he wasn't important enough. He didn't leave enough of an imprint to be important to the culture. Mad Illz sucks, fool.
Can I read what he wrote after he saw your segment from the last interview? Okay.
Sure, but cat prediction. Love my life because you know I'm truth. Because you know I'm getting to an own booth. Mad Illz because I got the sales. AP6, you know I got a ability to analyze analog. Shut the fuck up, dude. You suck. Ballistic, spatialism, booty bandit, papada.
So we're getting into
you suck.
So we're getting into that time period where people are gonna lie about how Grind Time now started. Just remember, their story starts after we blew up on World Star. I also question your intelligence to continuously believe a junkie who's relapsed and become the laughingstock of the most culture vulture podcast of all time. I still have the email where Quest McCody quits because Lush stealing money and Immaculate chimes in and pulls out too because the same thing. If his story,
real quick, does Immaculate Quest McCody still fuck with Mad Illz? Do they follow him on social media? Are they friends with him? Do they engage with him? No. Are they friends with me? Yes. Me and Ilmac got multiple tattoos together after that. We're both from the same crew. Quest McCody, we've been in multiple fucking suites in different cities. You feel me? Stayed together. That's my dog. Shut the fuck up. Keep going.
If his story isn't about the missing money that tore everyone apart, then let's really expose this shit, because I'm the architect of Grind Time now and I have all the receipts.
Okay. I'll give credit when credit is due. You deserve absolutely nothing. You deserve none. You didn't do shit. You fucking suck. You didn't invent nothing. I'll be completely genuine. All right. So Mad Illz did help in the early stages of Grind Time. And he was a huge part of the initial success. I'm not going to take that away from him. Yeah, first of all, him acting like he created Grind Time is super disingenuous. That's direct, baby, bro. Directly. You're not the architect. Fat Illz, Dad Illz, Fat Pills, bought a prostitute and got caught. Has charges for buying prostitutes because he's fucking weird and lame. Mad Illz, the fat loser. Yeah, you, the dude that fucking, oh, I want my verse, hug me. Oh, Jessica Rabbit, no bitches like me. Let me try to have bitches around, but no bitches like me because I'm fat and ugly. So I'll buy a prostitute and scare the pussy away because I'm gay. Yeah, Mad Illz, that same guy, bro. All right? Here's what he did. Direct already had a radio show called Grind Time Radio. In the wake of the jump off WRCs falling apart in 2007, and the popularization and success of the Elements League, Paste's homies up there in fucking Nova Scotia, Canada. Direct was inspired to create Grind Time. He was a young kid at the time, his early 20s, still in college. I think he was like 20. Couldn't even buy a legal drink yet. Matt Illz was already killing people, trying to enter America and get better life as citizens. Matt Illz was like an ICE agent. Ice Ice Baby is Matt Ill's favorite song. Ice Cube is his favorite rapper, and Ice-T is his favorite actor. And he is essentially a more successful ICE agent because not only did he try to stop people from immigrating, he killed them and made sure they could never even enter the country. I have proof of that, by the way, Matt Illz, you stupid bitch. So, on top of that, all right, Matt Illz. Direct started Grind Time. He didn't know anybody really in the scene. He had more connections in the local Orlando hip hop scene. He started talking to people. He started helping him book venues and expand his reach. You get props for that. You know the biggest thing you did for Grind Time, Matt Illz? The best thing you did. When you said, I hit up Matt Illz in 2008, I was like, hey, my crew just threw the fucking Oakland prelim for Scribble Jam. We hosted it, brought out like 1,000 people. The first live, I think, won attention, won. Dope bottles, dope ass show we headlined. What's up? I want to go perform at the Orlando Scribble Jam too. Could we go perform there? And Matt Illz was like, yeah, we were cool at the time, right? Then he asked me, do you want to battle unorthodox phrases too? And at first I was like, nah. And I thought about it for a second. And I was like, yeah, I do. Because I already had it in my head that I was going to do my own battle rap thing in the West Coast. I was already throwing the Scribble prelims, doing all that. But I really like Direct. And once I saw, he's right. He was there before the viral thing. He was there before, right when the World Star shit happened, when Johnny Storm versus Mosh Johnson went on World Star, got 40,000 views overnight. Matt Illz was a part of that. Can't fucking deny that. I'll give him his props when he deserves it. That's why everything else I'm saying deserves the weight that it has, because I'll give him his props where it's deserved. And I'm not lying. I'm not revising history. I'm not trying to make it look more advantageous. He was the one, even before Direct, he was like, do you want to battle? Him asking me if I wanted to battle Orthodox phrases is the greatest contribution he ever had to Grind Time, because it brought me in. And that was the first fucking 100,000 view battle. That was the first fucking viral piece of content after the Johnny Storm and Mosh battle. You know what I'm saying? And that was what made all the really good battle rappers, aka my friends, Thesaurus, Illmat, Passaurus, all that, see that they could do this in this format and be successful, and it would work out for them in their career. And then they all hopped on it. And they all did Battle of the Bay 1 that I set up. And because I was going to start my own shit. And I told Direct and Matt Illz, I was like, hey, I want to do Grind Time West Coast. Let's make it happen. And they're like, well, we'll talk about it and we'll see. I was like, okay. I'm telling you guys right now, either you're going to let me do that or I'm just going to do my own shit. And then let me do that. And then I wound up within 6 months becoming a co-owner, CEO of the company. Why? Because I demonstrated more value than anybody. Because I put my own money up. Because I built that channel off of my blood, sweat, tears, and dollars. Matt Illz was afraid to fucking pay the fucking security. Matt doesn't even want to pay Melody to work the door. The lady that worked the door, shouts to Melody to this day. Nobody from his team, none of his artists, none of his friends, they don't fuck with him. They fuck with me. Because I did right. Because I was legit. Because I paid them. Because I built them up. Because I built that platform. Because I sacrificed my last dollar. My fucking freedom was risking with moving packs and selling dope to fund Grind Time. Shut the fuck up, Matt Illz, you stupid Border Patrol ass bitch.
What about his contributions from the battle side of him battling?
He was a unit-X battle rapper that was good at parlor tricks, doing APC freestyles, and had the same Kick this, use this as a souvenir for getting your ass kicked. Like his favorite punchline that he said in Scribble, he had used in lounge battles already, you feel me, years before. Matt Illz is a half, bro. He's mid. He's successful. He's one of the more successful battle rappers in Florida history. Him and Parable were a dominant team in the ATL division of the WRCs. He won some local tournaments and was like a quarterfinalist or second rounder at most of the Scribble Jams he was in. He lost to White Mike. He lost to fucking No Can't Do. He lost to, can't really see any like notable victories against top tiers that he had at Scribble. He lost a lot of the battles, bro. He's mid.
So when I interviewed Real Deal, he brought up a time when Grind Time, after you guys had left, started uploading like fight videos or something.
I was still there.
What?
I was still there. I was like, so the whole thing, there's a bunch of situations that I brought and Direct brought, and people like Penn or different like successful people in Grind Time would bring to the table. Cap as well, you know, certain times as well, or bring things to the table. And because of like the unneeded filibusterish bureaucracy that Matt Illz put in place to try to protect his stake in this company, a lot of things wouldn't wind up going the way they were supposed to do. I brought all the things that he accomplished, he brags about, like we were on paid dues, the Vans Warped Tour, and Rock the Bells within a year. Yeah, bitch. Because Merce, fucking Kevin Lyles, and all those fools, Kevin Lyman, and those fools all reached, and Chang Weisberg reached out to me. They booked me. And I put Grind Time on Vans Warped Tour. I put Grind Time on fucking paid dues. I put Grind Time on Rock the Bells. And then Matt Illz would interject with his bureaucracy and everything would get all fucked up by the end of it. Hence, all these situations, like the Arisu clothing deal, the aforementioned deals that I just mentioned, as well as things like situations with companies like Felony Fights, I would make the introduction, I would build up the relationship, and then Matt Illz would get it so difficult and would red tape anything that would come through, to the point where it would have no life left from the time it was ready to actually be unleashed to the world. And at that point, it's like, go ahead, Matt Illz. You took the fun out of this. You made it gay as fuck. You can have control. So when that footage started coming out, it was already whack. It was already lame. It was already watered down. We were already over it. But new booty Matt Illz, fucking prostitute buying border patrol, decided years afterwards, oh, this would be a good idea. Let me do this now. I'm a fucking idiot that no one respects. Boom. That's why I looked as gay as he did.
Because Real Deal was saying that Mac Lethal ended up commenting, like saying, I'm embarrassed to have ever been a part of this, basically. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, like, Mac Lethal saw firsthand, because I love Mac. First of all, shout out to Mac. When Mac first came on the scene, as far as when he re-entered the battle scene, and he had been fucking with Grindtown, but his first battle when he re-entered the written realm, like his first battle, I want to say since Scribble, was February of 2011 when he battled Thesaurus in Grindtown. And when he was added to that card, he was added like 2 or 3 days before the event because some bullshit happened and he was a replacement battle. Turned out being an amazing thing, and thank God him and the Source were down for that. But the DNA Diz battle fell apart. There's a gang of shit falling apart. So like Matt Illz's tiny cock had ravaged the butthole of Grind Time at this point. So it was pretty much, there's very little juice to squeeze, although his tiny cock was trying to python around it as much as it could. It just like, he has such little influence, power, and respect from the community, unless you're like a KRS-One, then you're, like, it's the only people that even would validate his terrible perspective in life. So it was like, you know, it was pretty difficult for anything to get done. So Mac Lethal, when he came aboard Grindtown, knows, all right, you know what? I'm wrong. He did one battle before that. Excuse me, let me correct myself. He battled Jerkback Dan on Grizzlemania 2 in Florida. And that was August of 2010. So that's about 8 months before that. And when he did that battle, half of the battles wound up dropping on Grind Time. The other half dropped on Andy Milanakis' channel. Shouts to Andy. But they dropped on his channel because Cap didn't want to keep giving footage to Matt Illz that was paying Matt Illz. He left Grind Time because of Matt Illz. Everybody left Grind Time because of Matt Illz. The fact that this even needs to be repeated at this point, and the only people that won't refute it because I know they can't, but would even like offer a little bit of bail to this pathetic, lecherous human being are people like Real Deal and Poison Pen, who are the nicest human beings and kindest souls on God's green earth, who just are so nice to everybody. You have to really do some fucked up shit to piss these guys off to make them. Not that either of them are bitch makers, because they're not bitches. Matt Illz is a bitch, but they're both too kind to really fucking go out on a limb and say how they really feel. They both know he sucks and everybody hates him, bro.
But Lush, the last interview you were saying that you were open to squashing it with him. Why are you going so hard this time though?
I don't have beef with him. I just am being honest about how I feel. This is really how I feel.
Okay.
I don't have beef with him. I don't have hate for him. I don't want to fucking fight Matt Illz. I'm like, I don't care. I think he's a lame. I think he's a pathetic ass bitch. I think he sucks as a rapper. I think his contributions to hip hop are fucking culture vulture and lame as fuck. Him, like, to this day, doing interviews with like white business people that are outside of hip hop and have no idea what's going on and try to disingenuously portray that he was like some innovator, like the modern era of hip hop. Even like in those, like when he's doing those lectures to kids, he's like, hey, if you know successful clothing brands like Sunny Cupcakes, like you're so removed culturally from what's even moving the needle. You're using these obscure, irrelevant, retarded examples because you were never a part of what was hot. You were never had your finger on the pulse, and you were never a part of hip hop. You're some weird kid from the outskirts of fucking San Antonio who wound up joining the military, had a couple halfway decent freestyles and listened to Tech Nine, shot some immigrants, you feel me, moved to Florida as a fucking teenager and decided you wanted to be a battle rapper, were mid as fuck and started like trying to dick road your way into being a part of something that doesn't respect you now. And that's where you're at, Middles. Sorry, I don't hate you as a human being. Like, do I want Joshua Carrasco to die? No. Would I care if he did? No. You feel me? Do I care about the feelings of anybody related to him? No. You feel me? He's a piece of shit. This fool killed people trying to immigrate. And then raps about, we're doing this for the people and the little kids. His favorite phrase is, I do this for the immigrants and the little kids. Watch any Mad Illz freestyle. He's going to rhyme little kids and immigrants.
All right. Since our last interview, I interviewed Poison Pen, and he spoke about the Dizaster versus Math Hoffa situation. He said when Diz came to New York to battle Swave, that he held Diz down and protected him. He said this guy was arguing with Diz in the crowd and followed him to the bathroom. And when I interviewed Swave, Swave said that dude had a knife and was trying to stab Diz. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That was like, the thing is, not only am I saying that to validate Penn's truth because he is telling the truth, but also to reinforce the fact that there's a lot of animosity in like that whole situation and in Diz's heart at that time. And that's how serious it was that like bulls were really like damn near trying to slide on bro over that shit. And like, yeah, Prozac pokers and all that shit.
Whoa.
And Fenn didn't hold him down and make sure he was straight. It's all facts.
Swave said right after the battle, Diz dipped and went to the airport. Is that true?
I mean, I don't know the exact timeline, but I don't think he stuck around for hella long. You know what I'm saying? He was there and then he dipped. Honestly, I would love if Diz went back to New York, and I think he would be embraced and would get so much love. And I think this is like this misperception in Diz's head that like New York don't fuck with him and all this shit. But like, it's a shame because Diz, you know, New York is the mecca of the culture, and Diz probably has a lot of people that hold him in high regard and he's beloved out there, but he'll never get to experience that because of this whole situation.
What about a rematch with Math?
For what? I mean, yeah, I guess it would be like at this point, yeah, you know, like I guess it would be cool. Like, I guess it could be cool if there is a way that they could both make money off of it and they could both transcend it and it wouldn't be this thing that was a source of pain or negativity to both of them. Because let's be honest, that's what it is at this point. You know, Matt was talking about how, you know, like his kids were being asked about that in school. That's not cool. You feel me? Like, that is a real ass dude, bro. Like he could have, you know what I'm saying? He was really fucked up what happened to him. And Diz, you know, had threats on him and negativity, and it's definitely inhibited the perception of him and his career as well. You know, I think it's a net negative for both parties, and anything that perpetuates that doesn't make them both transcend it and put them in a more positive situation, like there's no point at this stage. I think that Penn is correct. I should have done more to hold down and keep Matt safe as a boss, as he's in my soil. And that's why immediately afterwards, what did I do? Matt Flopper got paid, I believe, $6,000 for that battle, and I sent him another $5,000 immediately after out of my own pocket.
Wow.
At the time, that was more like, you know, like, because obviously Matt would probably be getting 25 or 50 bands and more money now. Who knows? You know, he's a famous media personality, podcaster, and shit. So is this, is transcendent. But at the time, in 2014, 5-6 bands was a good amount for a headlining battle on King of the Dot. It still is, actually. And you wind up over making 10 off of that.
Why did the fight never happen? Wasn't there supposed to be a celebrity boxing fight or something like that?
There's been like multiple attempts, but none of them made it past the getting off the ground stage. As far as like, they never made it past the embassy stages of actually setting up, you know what I'm saying, the battle.
This was directly with Damon Feldman, or was it different celebrity?
There's multiple times, bro. There's multiple times. I want to say there's been 4 or 5 times people have tried to make in the past decade. There's been 4 or 5 times at least.
But there was a time where it was with the official celebrity boxing, right?
Correct. I mean, like, they're, from my understanding, I never had any conversations with them directly but from my understanding, yes.
Would you like to see them finally settle it and put it to bed?
I'd like to see them transcend it, whatever that looks like. I don't want to, if Diz and Matt feel like they can do that with a podcast and a conversation and or a battle or this or that, cool. If that plus a fade is needed, plus a bag is needed, cool. I just think that it's a black guy that's already healed at this point, and we're either going to move we're going to move past it and transcend it, or we're just going to give each other black eyes till our fucking collarbones are broken. You feel me? And our, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or we're doing looks Mexican rituals trying to break our own cheekbones.
Because how did Sirius and Math get past theirs, right?
That's a good point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and to be honest with you, I don't know exactly where Matt and Sirius are emotionally with each other.
Oh, right, because then in later years, even after the second battle, they started talking shit to each other, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Like they like that, and we've seen that kind of with Diz and Math too. We've seen them like have to. I'll say this: obviously, Diz and my brother, and me and Math have been cool for a long time. You know, we've been on. I would love to do a pod with Matt. I would love to do an interview or streaming with Matt anytime.
Yeah, why haven't you gone over there?
No, I totally would. It just hasn't worked out timing wise. We've talked multiple times, sent each other well wishes and love. We've been on during the pandemic era, we were on a few fucking Twitter spaces together, and we had great conversations. And I fuck with Matt heavy. I think he's an awesome dude. I mean, Matt vs Iron Solomon is the battle that, in my opinion, set off this era of battle rap. There is no conversation about this era in battle rap existing without Matt and Iron Solomon. That is more important. Yeah, to me as well. And I want to say their contributions are equal or greater than what anything me and Direct did, much less fucking a bitch last lame like Matt Illz to not even hit the combo.
So I had also interviewed M80, and he spoke on your guys' situation about the cannabis battle and how you and KOTD tried to finesse him out of money. Man, roll the clip.
Boy, bullshit. It's clear as day. You're going to give us 10 grand a sign and then 10 grand a month until the battle. And then the battle was supposed to be like 5 months later. So essentially, you're supposed to get half upon signing. Like when I book Wiz Khalifa to perform, I have to give half. Like that's the shit, So since they didn't have it, we were allowing them to pay monthly. So no, they knew what it was. They were just, he was fucking young and dumb and on drugs.
Well, he said that he wasn't aware that the installments, right, that were supposed to be paid until the battle happened. And then when he tried to call you to finesse the situation to say, hey, can we talk about this? Can we figure out something else? You were like, hey, you owe me $600 for a verse from 2009 or something like that. And it like shocked him that you remembered it.
It was 1,300. 1,300 was the verse. But no, like dude, trust me, I remember more of the bad business than I do the good business. If you do good business by me, I don't have to remember it because like you can always call me to do more business. But I wasn't about to do Lush One a favor when he couldn't even make good on a few $100, dude. Like that was something that benefited him, but they knew what it was. They were being stupid about it. They literally called one time and said they sent the second installment, and they're like, it'll hit your account tomorrow. And like they were just lying their ass off. They gave us all the runarounds. And then, of course, King of the Dot said they had nothing to do with it when literally their name's in the contract and the promo video for the battles on the King of the Dot page. It was all just a bunch of fucking bad business.
You saw it, right?
Yeah. Like 80s on point, bro. I ain't going. It was more like at that point, you got to understand. I think he does understand this. We're acting out of desperation, bro. We're not trying to finesse money out of greed. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, we're just trying to make the battle happen, bro. And we realize that we're pretty much fucked. No artifacts on. We're between a rock and a hard place at this point. Long live Tame One. You feel me? Like, so it was spunky, and we kind of had to do what we had to do to even make the event happen. From my perspective, it wasn't like us trying to get over on him, but the floor was not above. Like, we were not above board. He was not in the wrong, and he was handling business in an above board manner. So he did not do anything wrong. I think the main thing, there was a few things that 80 said that I thought were like somewhat factually wrong, but nothing of any consequence. There's just certain little details regarding my involvement and like in certain things like in our interactions or this or that, or like things that I helped facilitate or didn't, but like that's super inconsequential. Pretty much the way he portrayed it in his book and the way he spoke on it is pretty accurate. Like you're dealing someone who just had way more understanding of the game and was way more business savvy, dealing with some kids I didn't know they're asking to hold the ground in that scenario. But that doesn't mean that we weren't trying to do something great. And like our heart wasn't in the right place because it wasn't motivated by greed. It wasn't motivated by our own come up, but he was doing the right thing as the manager for his artists. I especially understand that now. I've been working more in a managerial capacity for my own acts. So he's 100% in the right in that regard. And I was trying to manipulate him into basically seeing the cultural importance of the moment and emphasizing that more than the needs of his artist, which as a manager should be his only focus. So again, and maybe he was right. You feel me? He was.
So you actually read his book too?
I read I want to read, like I've read a lot of the new one and like a lot of the old one too. Like I was like, in fact, like when he was writing the old one, he even showed me, he's like, look, here's every part that's written about you. If there's something you disagree with or want to change, let me know. We can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, you're talking about the cannabis one.
yeah, the first book.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, as long as you make it clear that we're cool now, I'm not tripping, because I don't have any issue with you, and we're have a cordial relationship and have for like a few years now at this point. So there's no need for that to be portrayed anything other than the way it is. But we want to be in cool. I'll fuck with 80, and I'm at some point gonna, bring him to No Jumper when the time is right. So yeah, God willing.
Dang, that would be crazy.
It's gonna happen. If body talks, so yeah, it's gonna happen. So
What, Adam wants it to happen?
like 80 wants to sit down with me.
Oh, okay.
80 wants to sit down with me. So that's what we're gonna do. On No Jumper.
So then I interviewed Diabolic, and he spoke about his issues with you in the past and Fresh Coast in general.
Yeah, he kind of like, I love Bollock, first of all.
Shout out to Bollock, man. Man, roll a clip. You know, it's funny. I was talking to Lush, and Lush was like, his description of what happened is not what happened. He didn't go into detail about what exactly happened because he's saving it for our next interview. But he did tell me, though, he's all like, it's not accurate.
What I said?
Yeah, about how, like,
I mean, that's how it seemed. That's what it seemed like he said. I might have it might have been a huge misunderstanding. Totally. It might have been. But then again, keep in mind, Lush can say that, but Lush gets fucked up. And he was definitely getting fucked up back then. So I don't know. Lush typing and Lush talking are not all that different. It is. It's. You gotta decipher it sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that to Lush, man. Come on. Shout out to Lush.
No, I'm not
man.
saying he's like retarded. He's a smart enough guy, but like his way with words is his own. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that, player.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to decipher what he's talking about. And I was like,
hey, player.
It may have been just a huge misunderstanding. It may have been. But I don't think so.
I think Nino said that they did tell you, or he did tell you that you had to check in, and you were like, fuck you or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought he did. I'm almost positive that's how it went down. You know, I'm paraphrasing everything. I don't remember the paragraph he wrote, but
right.
I remember him saying that, and I was like, what? I'm not checking in with you for anything. I don't care. You could be the clerk at a hotel. I won't check in.
The clerk.
I'm going right to my room. I'm not checking in or checking out. I'm going right to my room. Have my key waiting for me. Get the fuck out of here.
I fucked up because I wanted to start off my whole interview with this, but I'll do it for this segment. I wanted to start my interview with this. I'm not going to get a chance to, because we're doing the Diabolic segment. Diabolic. I got fucking 3 words for you, dog. That's all I got to say. All this Fresh Coast shit you're talking, all this Infirmity Team Homie shit you're talking, all this East Coast, West Coast. Apollo's still gay. Apollo still gay. No, hey, Shaw's Diabolic, absolute lyrical juggernaut, great human being, hilarious person. Okay. I don't know why Bollock thought in my mind that me saying y'all gotta check in on fucking rapmusic.com was anything other than satirical. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that those guys are so gooned out, in the previous definition of the word goon, like beat you up, not masturbate. Like, they're so like gully that he thought that was like a legitimate statement that I was issuing. Like, oh, they got to check in with us. You got to check in, fool. Yo, check in with the gang. No, bro. If I said that, I was halfway joking, bro, and it was never meant to be a thing. Now, here's my recollection. I always looked up to and fucked with Diabolic, and we always kind of did, all the West Coast rappers. Like, we thought he was cool. When I did the Rolling Rappers project and we did the Mala Ringwald sounding video, which was like EDM infused, and we had a bunch of girls in the video, and we're doing this weird alternative rap shit. This is my recollection. Diabolic makes a tweet. Yo, if I was a part of West Coast, if I was part of Fresh Coast or Grind Time, I'd be fucking embarrassed. What is this fucking shit that Lush and them, Lush One and them are doing? This shit is lame as fuck. You feel me? And I responded, I was like, bro, like, yeah, we fuck with you. I'm just like trying to have fun with some girls and shit. And like, it's some party shit. It's not that serious. Like, but then he got super mad, like didn't take it the way I wanted him to. Maybe like Necro is gonna take wrong. I think these East Coast dudes are like take themselves like more serious. Like if I joke around about myself. I don't think it's that serious. I see the humor and the folly of my ways, and I see like how it's some kind of ridiculous, almost a ridiculous person at times, and it can be pretty laughable. Like they're not joking at all. They're dead fucking serious about everything. There's like no, yeah, these guys, they take themselves, they took the situation a lot more seriously. So like, Bollock, not only did he think that I was being disrespectful by joking about checking in, but then I'm like playing with hip hop culture and joking like in his eyes about being disrespectful to, you know, the foundation of creativity. In my head, like, damn, I still got bars in this song, you feel me? Like, still rapping, I got dope punchlines. Like, Plex Spaz is on the song, you feel me? Like, and I got it in the beat, probably got it in my day, and I got him in, like, he's spazzing, you feel me? Like, but I guess it looked pretty gay to Pollock in them, you feel me? So he was like, oh, this shit is whack. And then I guess my response, trying to kind of downplay it and laugh it off, pissed him off even more. Then he was like, oh, I think I want to beat this fool up. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to fucking, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't think I could if I wanted to. Like, that fool is fucking huge. You feel me? Like,
he's like 6'4", isn't he?
Yeah, he's huge. He's dwarf, like me at my toughest, and him at his weakest. He's still probably going. Like, I'm not afraid to take the fade. I'll take a fade. Like, if I need to, like, I'm getting down with fucking Goliath if I have no sledgehammer. But you feel me? Like, it's damn near like I looked at it, it's damn near like some bullying shit. Like, yeah, my partners are with the business. I'm from a hood, and they chip shit. But like, bro, it ain't like that. We ain't on it like that with hip hop homies from the East Coast and shit. And now I gotta fade someone with, nah, bro. Like, what is you even mad at? What the fuck did I do? Like, and then so then I think I talked to Poison and PH, and then when they like, my bro, like, can you tell Diabolic like that like we actually love this fool and like we're fans? I know his verse on Movie and Coke by heart. Like, can you tell him to like not take my lunch money and fucking chocolate milk during lunchtime? Like, Jesus Christ, like he's starting everything and was like mean to us for no. That's my perception. My genuine perception is he was just mean. Maybe we were being like a little like. Maybe he thought we were lame and he wanted to like, but I don't really think that I did anything to genuinely, intentionally antagonize fucking Diabolic, Brooklyn Academy, and fucking Rebel Orange. Just think about that. Like, yeah, dude. And these are all people that I admire and look up to. You're like, this is not what I'm trying to like. Y'all are the ones that don't fucking give us. We want fucking 12 inches pause on fucking fat beats. Maybe buy us some 12 inches pause on fucking fat beats. People would respect my hip hop a little bit more. And I wouldn't be on Panda Shop having to defend my acumen as a fucking MC when I know that I'm just as nice as a lot of these fools are. You feel me? And had verses that can compete with a lot of these, the all-time greats of that era. You feel me? So some of them know it, some of them don't. And One of the reasons why is because I ain't got no 12 inches pops. You feel me? On fucking fat beats and shit like that. We always wanted that. We look up to that. I grew up idolizing that. You know what I mean?
What happened to him and Thesaurus? They got into it too, right?
Him and Thesaurus are like on opposite sides of the political spectrum. That's what they're, because Pete was just like, Thesaurus was just like me. As far as like, I'm pretty sure a great admirer of Diabolic, you feel me? And I'm pretty sure that Bolic was a great admirer of Thesaurus as a battle rapper as well. And there was mutual respect. And then as a lot of our friendships did post Obama, you know, pre-Trump, during that little time, a lot of friendships started deviating in political. I personally go to great lengths to make sure that I don't have falling outs with people due to political differences. So although I might align politically more with some of the source of ideology, that's not going to make me be like, fuck you, Diabolic, I hate you. I still fuck with Diabolic and think there's merit to his opinion as well, whether or not I agree with it.
Because when he spoke about the Fresh Coast stuff, right, I tagged Ilmac and Thesaurus on Instagram on the stories, and then Thesaurus was like, oh, my dead dad or something, like he said.
I mean, me knowing both of those guys, I could totally see them in like a verbal fisticuff back and forth. Pete will go below the belt. Sean will go below the belt. You feel me? Like, they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, they both. Doesn't surprise me that Bollock said some shit like that. No. You know what I'm saying? But I also, like, it don't surprise me, and it is fucked up. And Thesaurus is a great friend of mine. He's a brother of mine. I don't co-sign that in any capacity. I know the pain of losing his father is had on his impacted his life, so it's fucked up. But also, I'm sure I wouldn't be shocked if Thesaurus was slinging some pretty righteous mud Bollock's way as well. I'm not saying he did or didn't, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.